What's up, YouTube? We're jumping into this press conference.
Rumors, I should say, that Cavalcante's sister previously was seen near the search perimeter in U-Haul or some other type of vehicle. Is there any credence to that led to her arrest?
No, I've heard those reports. Her arrest was, again, because she is an overstay. That was a process that would play out for anyone in her same
Why we
circumstance.
froze here?
And what I would say is she has failed to cooperate, and so there was no value in law enforcement keeping her here at this point.
Previously, she's had through the communications with the sister and acquaintances.
What's up, guys? Hit the like button if you were just tuning in.
Cell phone, money, food. What is he asking these people? And can you kind of divulge what kind of intelligence you gathered in terms of what?
No, I don't want to talk specifically about what I think he may or may not have or what he's looking for. Those are all pieces of our investigation. But I think it's, again, fair to say what I've said all along, and that is he needs additional
25K
resources for the long run, and he is seeking those.
Sir, have you expanded the search for Berks County at all?
We don't have a defined search area at this point. We are considering and certainly acting on and investigating any piece of information or tip that we receive. And so we follow those pieces of investigation, pieces of information with our investigation, as we have done right from the very start, regardless of where they are. There are areas that I described, for example, in East Nant Mill Township, for example, that may have a little more of our focus of some of our resources that are more visible. But again, that certainly is not a limiter at all for everything else that we're doing.
Speaking generally, why do you still believe he's in Pennsylvania?
Because I have no reason to believe that he is not. I don't believe he has the resources to get out of Pennsylvania. And again, other pieces of information that
he has family in Maryland, friends here in Virginia.
Lead me to believe that he is still here.
Does he have any other family members here that you've contacted?
I'm not going to talk about who we've contacted. He does still have some family and friends in the area, and we are aware of those.
Senator, why arrest his sister now? She previously testified at his trial in cooperation with prosecution. I assume her immigration status was known earlier in August. Why arrest her this week or last week?
From my perspective, and while I don't have anything to do with the removal process, there is no reason for me to try to interfere in that process because she serves no value to the investigation and she potentially could provide assistance. And I'm not confident that she would not in the future if we let her out there.
Can you talk about what led to the activities you saw?
Oh, Lord.
The doorbell camera, there weren't any confirmed sightings. Could you expand on that a little bit?
We continue to receive a significant number of tips, and so again we will follow up on all of those. We have things that we are doing proactively, and so you may see some activity as a result of that. We have, and I said there are other things that may not be so obvious that you won't see that are going on as well.
What kind of challenges is law enforcement facing in the search efforts in terms of terrain? I mean, obviously it's a very rural area, and you spoke about yesterday how you'll be able to manage to play outside of the perimeter.
That's loud as it gets.
Very similar challenges in terms of the search efforts, very similar challenges to what we have faced previously to this point. Unfortunately, we don't have a containment area right now, so that's another concern and another challenge.
That might have turned it up a
We're
little.
working through all of that, trying to pull together pieces of information so that we can narrow and a search area, and ultimately use those tools to be able to capture him.
How did he slip out of the previous search warrant?
As I said yesterday, I don't have a definitive answer on that. I have my theories of how that happened. I have those theories because I'm aware of the weaknesses that were in there. I explained yesterday that no perimeter is 100% secure. It's not a wall. It doesn't have a ceiling. It doesn't have all of the things that you might normally use if you're trying to contain someone. We use the human element. We use technology and so forth to be able to try and secure the perimeter as best we can. I am aware of some of the weaknesses. Longwood Gardens presented some very unique challenges. And I believe he exploited one of those weaknesses.
Do you believe any mistakes were made that allowed him to get out of that perimeter?
I don't know that I would characterize it as a mistake. As I said, again, without knowing specifically what happened, what I would tell you is that I had concerns. I knew that there were weaknesses in that perimeter. It was a very strong perimeter as far as perimeters go, but there are always weaknesses, and that place posed some very unique challenges. Perhaps when this is all over, I can talk about some of those, but it was a very difficult place to try and secure.
This is one challenge, Lieutenant Colonel. You've got a far bigger area and no perimeter, and you really haven't gotten them locked in.
Well, sir, we conduct, as I indicated, we conduct fugitive investigations.
He's about to
every day
lose his job.
across this Commonwealth, as do our partners that are standing here with me. Each one of them poses a challenge. We are most often very successful in those. Most don't lead to a protracted search like this. I am confident that using all of those resources, we will ultimately bring this one to a successful conclusion as well.
Sir, it is September 11th. Any thoughts to the men and women that are on the ground with you, federal, state, and county law enforcement and local law enforcement working together this day for the last 12 days searching for this convicted killer?
Well, certainly today is a day of remembrance, and our thoughts and prayers go out to the victims of 9/11. But what I would tell you is that the men and women that are working here on this investigation are not pausing or taking a break. They are actively working and doing their jobs because that's what people expect them to do.
Question for Rob Clark, as far as how the officers are now investigating. You mentioned
They should lose their jobs. Tisk, tisk.
cat and mouse. What changes now for your guys that are out there looking for it?
That's a good question. So, in the beginning, we were prepping here for the short game. We had a tactical response prepared in a certain area, and while that response was being prepared, we had a group of investigators from the U.S. Marshal Service here, some of the brightest minds in the agency, having a contingency plan of what we were going to do should he break perimeter or if he was outside that perimeter. So we had proactively planned for this, and I would say, we have our pre-operational planning set, our tactical resources, our technical resources were all brought here, and now we're planning for the long game. The search in the woods was to Cavalcante's advantage. He was in an 8 square mile area that with very difficult terrain, that was very difficult to get to, and there were some weaknesses in the perimeter. I think the incident command here was great, setting up the perimeter, bringing in the resources, and doing the absolute best we could. We had, I think, over 200 law enforcement officers in or around that perimeter. But now we're going to prepare for the long game. And the long game is what we do best. The U.S. Marshal Service, like the Colonel said, does fugitive investigations.
They arrested
every
him
day.
here in Virginia last time.
This is a manhunt. And all that means to us is that it's a longer fugitive investigation with more resources. So we are prepared.
Cavalcante playing your game now?
I'm sorry?
Is Cavalcante playing your game now?
Cavalcante is now, I think the advantage has switched to law enforcement. Before it was advantage Cavalcante while he was playing that tactical hide and seek in the woods. Now I believe it's advantage law enforcement because he's in an urban setting. And that's what our investigators do best, the U.S. Marshal Service investigators, and we're force multiplied here by these other federal, state, and local agencies. So I believe the advantage has switched to law enforcement.
So they stopping the local search
That you do in this long game,
like that.
urban setting. What changes? You go door to door? How do you look?
Well, there's a lot of different investigative techniques. I don't want to specify exactly what they are, but we're going to do the same thing we do every day in the city of Philadelphia. We're
Wait
gonna
till the
go out,
police pull him
We're
over.
going to talk to people. We're going to utilize the assets of the U.S. Marshal Service, certain investigative techniques that I don't want to reveal, but we're going to try to stay one step ahead.
You wait a step ahead. You're 2 steps behind. He's free and got away from you.
I'm sorry, the first part of your question.
You mentioned you said that there were some weaknesses in the perimeter.
Right.
Was that based on resources or was that more?
Well, maybe I misspoke, not weaknesses. There were a lot of challenges inside the perimeter. I believe the Lieutenant Colonel said yesterday, and he was very accurate because I've been in the inside of that perimeter. I was there with our investigators. There's a massive tunnel system. There's a lot of ravines. It's very, very thick vegetation there. It was a very, very difficult environment to maintain.
Sir, you could
It feels fake.
long game. Some
I don't
people
think
might
it's
suggest
fake.
You don't expect to catch him soon. Is that the case?
No, I mean, we expect to catch them as soon as possible, but we're not going to put all our ducks in a row and say, hey, we're going to have them by this Thursday. We're going to plan for a long investigation because we don't want to get caught planning for an immediate arrest and then we're not prepared later down the line.
That is the stupidest shit I've ever heard.
Close to potentially French Creek Park, another vast area. Are you also concentrating more solely on nature where he was successful?
They ain't even looking no more. They're gonna wait to bust it. They ain't looking through no more woods, is what they're saying.
Where 202 and other routes, there's
He got away. He got away. Clean as day.
You think he's in the woods right now still? Is
Well,
that his advantage?
like the Colonel said,
They'll
we're
catch him one day.
investigating that
Yeah.
area in East Nantmill until something suggests he's not in that area. We're going to continue to investigate there. I'd reiterate the message from the Colonel to the public. Please be vigilant in the areas that we're searching. Make sure your doors are locked. Make sure your car keys are secured in your residence. Report anything suspicious to law enforcement. And if you have tips, call them in, because we'd like to investigate 100 bad tips rather than miss that one good tip that's not called in. Not that we're aware of.
You talk about a protracted search. Another one that comes to mind would be Free nearly 10 years ago. Went on for some days. What are some of the similarities and differences between these two searches?
That's a question probably better for the Colonel.
Well, what I would tell you is every search has its challenges. Some of the similarities, large search area, very difficult to know exactly where he was. And I would tell you that almost 9 years ago to the day, some of you all were standing with me in that area up there. And some of these same questions were being posed. What makes us think we can catch him? He's a trained survivalist. And I would add that he had already shot 2 troopers at that point, and so it added another dimension to the whole thing. Some of those same challenges, some of those lessons learned from Freen have made us better as an agency, and we've taken those lessons and we adapt those here. There have been a number of searches between Freen and now. And again, we learn something from each one of those. We'll learn things from this search. In the end,
They couldn't find a cow in a cow in a pasture.
we will be successful, and we will capture him.
20 years from now.
Say that you believe he's in Pennsylvania. Do you have any reason to believe that he's still in Chester County?
Again, without information to the contrary, yes, I believe he's in Chester County.
Why would he be in
But
Chester
with
County,
that
though?
said, we always consider other options. You know, the marshal just said that we've had plans all along, and he's exactly right. We collectively have been discussing right from the very beginning, what if? It's, you know, when we can bring this group of experts that we've assembled here together, it makes for an amazing team. There are a lot of good ideas, a lot of planning for contingencies, and a lot of great resources that are put to work out there in the field every day. We're trying to use the talents of all of those people and make this a successful operation.
We've seen a lot of reports of citizens arming themselves, sort of driving around the perimeter, expressing an interest in helping. Have you received any complaints or even made any arrests of people inappropriately walking through the perimeter or otherwise behaving inappropriately?
We have not made any arrests. We have received calls from others about some of those citizens. We've investigated again. We have not made any arrests. And I would ask again that people consider not doing that. They're interfering in our investigation, potentially drawing resources away from the task at hand. We don't want an unfortunate
It's
incident
raining
to cause
crazy
anyone
here.
to get hurt.
Do you tell your folks that they should now assume that because of his contact in different places that he's on, that he's obviously dangerous from his history, but now he's likely to have gotten a weapon somewhere?
We obviously have always treated him as being dangerous, and we have always treated him as potentially being armed. He's been carrying a pack. There's no way to know exactly what's in that pack or what he obtained early on in this investigation.
It's raining
search.
crazy
And so
here.
We've always treated him as though he may be armed, and certainly with his history of being as dangerous as he is, having been charged with 1 homicide and now charged and convicted with a second, I think it's fair to say that he needs to be treated in that manner.
Where was the sister? The interaction with the ring?
I'm sorry.
Do you plan to release the ring camera interaction anytime soon for us to review?
I've not made a decision on that. I will tell you that it's in Portuguese, so it's not something that's easily reviewed anyway. It needs to be completely translated. We have done that for investigative purposes, but again, as I said yesterday, for me, the
Wild
focus
horses.
on
It's raining
getting
crazy
these,
here
Photographs out.
in Norfolk.
They really are the thing that provides value, and you know, before we release full videos along with audio, we want to make sure that there's no impact on the investigation.
Yesterday you talked about a full sweep happening and doubling manpower and things of that nature.
Well, you're misunderstanding. So what I was talking about was an operation that had been planned over the weekend to begin this morning, and was to sweep the entire secured perimeter of Longwood Gardens and the surrounding property.
They should have did that day one.
So we had planned a very large operation in order to try and make sure we thoroughly searched those grounds. That was what I was talking about with those very large numbers. The marshal mentioned, and I've alluded to them before, about the challenges in there.
Operation fail.
Unique place to search, and it really takes a lot of research.
You can hear the rain. It's coming
when
down.
Sightings occurred in there. We had skilled tactical teams in there from multiple agencies. And even then, it was problematic to try and capture him or to find him again once a brief sighting occurred. The cover is that dense, and just a multitude of places to hide.
Do people living in that area still need to be on guard? In Kennett Square, do they still need to be checking their surveillance and locking their doors? Or are you afraid he's going to go back to Longwood Gardens?
I'm not afraid. What I am suggesting is that people should be vigilant. And I can't say that only people within some 1 square mile area someplace should be the only ones to be vigilant. As we saw, someone near the perimeter had a problem and left their vehicle unsecured with keys in it. That posed a problem. And so what I'm asking is that anyone, certainly it's a good practice anytime. They shouldn't be leaving their keys in the car. I'm just asking people to double down and be especially vigilant and make sure that they aren't doing things like that, particularly now when we're involved.
He can't admit they don't know nothing at all. I agree with that.
You don't have a containment area like you did previously near Longwood?
Yes.
Can you specifically, just more specifics on that, and talk about your new tactics? What new tactics?
So when I said there's no specific containment area, you saw at Longwood and in some other areas around here a very specific border that was formed by law enforcement so that we could search within that border. What I'm saying is that I have not formed a similar border, a physical presence to contain an area. We are, however, still conducting searches without identifying and securing a very specific area. We're conducting searches of some large areas of ground using some of those same tactical teams and other resources.
On the sister, which agency initially picked her up? Where was she initially picked up? And just to clarify, you said at least you're concerned that she may help him again. Did she attempt to help him prior to being picked up?
I'm not going to discuss what she did with regard to helping
She helped
him
him.
or not. What I would tell you is that she is in the custody of federal authorities, ICE, and we have no involvement in that, and so I don't have a lot of other information.
But you guys did not pick her up initially and then pass her off to us?
I don't know specifically how that played out. I just know that there was a discussion and an agreement here that that proceeding could take place. I don't know who worked with ICE to get that done.
The sister to try to communicate with them, get to them?
Well, again, I'm not going to talk specific tactics. We will use all available tools, and we are seeking the cooperation of any and everyone in order to bring this to a safe, successful resolution.
During that doorbell message you just said, what was he asking for specifically in regards to support?
What I'm going to say is, generally speaking, he was focused in that message about trying to meet with these individuals. As I said, they were not home. And so he was trying to arrange a meeting and to make sure that that would occur without anyone else present. There were some other discussions that I'm not going to go into, but that was really the biggest focus. Was he was trying to make contact and he was trying to solicit help.
Did he mention what location he wanted to meet at?
There was not a specific location identified. There were a couple of places talked about, but ultimately there was no agreement to meet.
In terms of canine support, we've seen some wonderful German Shepherd officers. Have you brought in bloodhounds?
We have. We have utilized a variety of canine types, and again, I rely on the expertise of our various canine officers to tell me what it is they need and what other resources they need, and we've acted on that as needed.
Do you have any idea why he was heading from Phoenixville area to East Nanthill Township and what his next move could be?
We have some theories about why that occurred, but and again, until he's captured and interviewed, we won't know that for sure.
Senator, what was the tone of that message? Did it seem urgent? Did he seem confident? Did he seem arrogant? That one photo that everyone looks at seems like there's a smirk on his face. Can you give us a sense of what that message sounded like?
I would characterize it as urgent but friendly. It was someone he clearly had not spoken to in some period of time, and so there was a reacquaintance and an effort to get assistance.
Did the sister work as a housekeeper in this area or any of the areas that you're searching?
I don't know.
So there's been a little confusion on the doorbell camera. So he arrives, he speaks into it.
Yes.
Those people whose home that is, do they have a conversation with him? Is it just he leaves a message in the Ring camera?
They have a conversation with him.
They spoke back to him?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us what they said to him?
Well, again, I characterize it generally as a reacquaintance and a discussion about trying to meet and to get some assistance.
And then they didn't tell you about it until several hours after that?
It was reported to the local police, and then the local police investigated, and ultimately what I'm saying is I was not a part of that, but there was a couple of hour period of time there before we became aware of it.
I talked to the people in that house. I talked to a family member of the people in that house.
Lolo with a canine type.
Their conversation to police immediately. Is that true? And what explains that delay?
I have no reason to doubt their account. I'm simply reporting to you the pieces that I have control or have knowledge of, and that is that we did not receive that information until about 12:30 that night. What steps the police department took to investigate
It
that?
is storming so hard here.
Whether there was, and I'm only speculating now, whether there was an issue or a concern because it was not in English, it was in Portuguese. I have not personally spoken to the officers. I know our investigators have. What I can tell you is that period of time lapsed before we became involved and became aware.
It's clear that you reached out to your former coworker. Have you made a list of other people you've worked with or had relationships with in order to contact
FBI is already involved.
Certainly, any possible associates, family members, all of that are part of our ongoing investigation. The marshal alluded to the fact that there is a very thorough investigation. Much of that, if not all, was known even while we were working on the containment and capture model, again, as a contingency, should it be necessary.
Sir, any chance today that you'll be able to share? Do you work in the mushroom houses here in Chester County or at equestrian farms? You're somewhat familiar with the farms throughout the county here a bit. Any insight you can share in terms of where he was working in Chester County?
I've read pretty significant history on him, but I'm not.
He worked at mushroom farms?
Talk to you about all that work history. He's been here for some time. He does have some varied experience, but again, I'm not prepared to.
You're very calm when you talk about the delay when your investigators learned about it. You talk about cooperation and the need for cooperation. It's got to be frustrating to hear that he was reported almost immediately, but then.
Well, as I've indicated, I don't know the circumstances of why that wasn't reported. Our investigators have looked into it. There was certainly, we're not looking at did somebody engage in misconduct or anything like that. And so those are the circumstances we're faced with. And so the best I can do is what I've done all along, and that is to ask whether it's law enforcement.
They don't know shit,
whether it's
basically.
the public or any other agency that might come in contact with anyone that would and it would possess some information. Please get that information to us very quickly. That's the best we can do. We need people to cooperate, and that's what we're asking
Can
for.
you do a quick recap of the timeline of the escape? They realized 2 hours later the stolen van.
I'm going to give him a week, and I'm going to go up there and catch the guy. I told him
I
I'm the
don't have
greatest
a timeline
armchair
as far as,
detective in the
he
world.
escaped. What we know is that that at some point that evening, that van was parked late afternoon, 4:30, 4:45. Was the last time that the owner saw that vehicle. What I can tell you is that we know that at some point that night, we now know, and again, without the times here in front of me, at 9 something and around 10 o'clock or so, 2 different contacts occurred in East Pikeland and in Phoenixville. Those
Their feed
contacts
keeps
were
freezing.
ultimately reported to law enforcement. We were made aware of those at around 12:30 that night into the next morning. We still did not know about the stolen van at that point. Based on all of the information we gathered from those 2 contacts, we started looking for the potential for a stolen vehicle.
He's always been one step ahead.
Pieces of information, our investigators were able to conclude what type of a vehicle it might be, and we sought out owners of those vehicles kind of in close proximity to where we were, and with that we identified the owner of the vehicle and they reported it stolen.
He's not going to be caught today,
So
Lisa.
that all played out until
He got away.
5 o'clock in the morning roughly, and again, I know we've talked about specific times. I'm just speaking from memory in the ballpark.
Just believe that while he had the stolen van, he made the contact with the ring camera and another contact.
Yes.
Has the government of Brazil sent anyone here to work with law enforcement on the ground in Chester County, or has the government appointed a point person from law enforcement in Brazil to answer your questions on call 24/7?
No, the short answer is there is not a contact from the government of Brazil here. We do have, as a result of the prosecution that was done, the district attorney's office possessed really, I think, the information we needed in terms of his background and experiences, and we've been able to utilize that information.
Bless. Wouldn't they just cut him off when they escape?
The German Shepherds, we've seen the helicopters. What other tools are being utilized right now today out there?
Well, there's a whole array of technology that's being utilized. Again, I'm not going to go into the specifics of that. That puts us at a disadvantage when we explain everything we're doing and what the capabilities of that are. And so what I would tell you is that any
Yeah, Brazil don't want him.
reasonable resources being brought to bear.
Everything's
from
breaking up
not
and
only the
choppy.
police,
That's
but
their
from
feed.
The FBI, from the county, from any agency that possesses the expertise, the technology, the investigative experiences are all being brought to bear on this.
Going back to where this started, have there been other weaknesses or potential co-conspirators within the Chester County prison that would have been able to escape in the first place? Now that this investigation has been going on.
There you
that
go.
Will, when we finally conclude this investigation,
Maybe they
we'll be
should
able to
strap
speak
something to their
more
neck when they
to,
go over
any
a certain point.
co-conspirators or anything.
They get
Right now, I'm not
electrocuted.
prepared to discuss that. We've made no arrests, filed no charges in that, and so it would be premature of us to address anything like that now.
Those earlier break-ins that
social media, you've been really teed up. I'm sure you've seen the comments yourself that there's hundreds of law enforcement personnel out there. There's dogs, there's drones, etc. And so people are asking, why draw the line at 200 searches or 300 searches? Why not just flood the zone and appeal to as many out-of-state resources as possible and get more people on the ground? What's stopping you from doing that?
Well, a couple of things. First of all, no, I don't look at the social media comments ever. Secondly, in terms of the number of people, would it satisfy them if I put 1,000? Would it satisfy them if I put 2,000 or 3,000 or 10,000? I suspect that those who criticize
Yes.
without the experience and the knowledge of the specifics in the investigation would not be satisfied regardless of what we did. What I can assure
I'd be
the
satisfied with
citizens,
10,000
residents
people
of
out there
this
looking. I
community
think I'd be satisfied. I'd be like, man, that's a lot of
are
damn
that we're
people.
doing everything possible, everything reasonable, and utilizing all available resources. If we needed 1,000 people, we would do it. Somebody mentioned Freen earlier. There were days there I had 1,000 law enforcement officers or more on any given operating period up there. If we needed that, we would have it.
Well,
I don't
they
have,
arrested him for the
the
murder
type of information
here
that
in
I would
Virginia.
need to make
That's why
the
I'm
best
saying he
use
has
of all
friends
of those
here.
people.
That's
And
why
to
he's
flood
going to be
an area
coming
with
here.
unnecessary resources
Watch.
would interfere with people going about their daily lives. And so we're trying to find that balance of being as least intrusive as possible while at the same time ensuring we've got every single resource we need to successfully conduct this
By this
investigation.
point in the investigation, for those earlier home break-ins within the Longwood Garden property, have you been able to confirm whether or not you actually entered anyone's home or broke into anyone's property there?
I don't
If
have
they get
any
him boxed in somewhere, I'll go
conclusive
back up there.
evidence to suggest
But
that,
right now, he's got
he was
away.
responsible
It's-
for any
it's-
one of those burglaries.
he
That's
could be
not to say
anywhere.
he couldn't
And
have
I think
been.
he's done
I'm
left
saying I
PA.
don't have a fingerprint. I don't have DNA to say that he was the person.
If I was heading, if I was him, I'd head somewhere that has a larger Latino population, somewhere he could blend in a little bit better. And that's why he was probably in Virginia last time, is because we have a huge population of immigrants here in Virginia working.
What I would say is,
and I'm sure he has
someone is
contacts
thinking
here.
about offering assistance and acts on that, we will take whatever actions are appropriate based on what they've done.
There's some concern in the local Brazilian community with sticking around because he wants to come after people within the community. Can you talk about that fear that they're expressing and get the trust?
We have no information to suggest that at all. I will tell you that without going into a lot of theory of this investigation,
I will keep your eyes open in Maryland and in Virginia.
His actions show he's desperate. I believe that there was an opportunity to escape. I don't believe there was a lot of planning that went into that, and now he finds himself on the run. I think he is desperate. The fact that he has reached out to people with a very distant past connection tells me he doesn't have a great network of support. So I think he's desperate, and I've characterized him as that all along.
I hope not, because then he could kill somebody.
The more resources, the more tools we bring to bear, we will ultimately capture him. He doesn't have what he needs to last long term.
He's lasted 12 days.
Where he fled when he left that
That's pretty long term.
in northern Chester County. Do you know what direction he went? Specifically the township that you're searching?
I'm not there again. I'm not going to talk specifically about pieces of information that we may have gleaned. What I would say is that what I've already said, then that is that we will continue to search in that area. The fact is, let's suppose for a moment I was to tell you he fled to the east. There's nothing to suggest that 100 yards into the wood he didn't then turn north. And so we will follow the various investigative leads that we gain and
they don't know nothing.
Investigation as appropriate. So, okay. I thank you again very much for your efforts in keeping the public informed. And
all right, we got some buffering going on. So give me 1 second. So basically, they don't know much, is basically what they're saying. No clue the hell to where this man is at. That you will see them out there searching areas, okay, of interest. But they don't have him pinned down. So he could be basically anywhere at this point, okay? Now, last seen wearing the same blue jeans he's been wearing, a green hoodie, and a hat, okay? And now he's clean shaven. But he knows, because there's rumors that he may have a phone, okay? That this man may actually have a phone. And that he knows what's going on. The way they talked about the sister, it sounds like the sister had helped him. There were some rumors about a U-Haul truck and things of that nature. Now, if that was the case, why would he have to steal a vehicle? He wouldn't need to steal a vehicle if there's a damn, if his sister was picking him up in a U-Haul truck. All right, let me stop that. So, the last time he was arrested for the murder of his ex he was arrested in Virginia. Okay? And like I said, he has what is rumored that he has connections in Maryland. Okay? You know how close Maryland is to where he's at? Is pretty damn close. Not only that, he has connections here in Virginia that he was staying with when he was arrested the last time. And another thing is, like I said, that we have such a large community of Spanish, Latino, South American, Salvadorian, I think I said that wrong, Honduras, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people here and, and of different cultures, but I don't see Virginia really enforcing like immigration laws. Like I don't see ICE and things of that nature around here. And we have large communities, really large. Now, if they up that reward and he comes here, somebody's telling on them. Somebody's going to get that money, okay? And then they're going to open them a little bodega somewhere on the block, okay? Because there's a lot of these little shopping malls that are popping up, and they're all for these communities, because these communities are growing in our area pretty rapidly, okay? Because once the community starts to grow, other people start flooding this area, okay? And like I said last night, they will help each other, okay? All these people, not all of them, but a good majority, they're here illegally, so they're already breaking the law. They're already looked at as criminals and stuff of that nature anyway, right? And so they're willing to help and hide people. Not only that, Richmond, the home of the MS-13, okay, because we have the largest gang from that area, that, you know what I'm saying, around this area. So it only makes sense that he's going to come to Virginia again, okay? He has to be able to hide. You can't hide in a town full of white people. You just can't. Not when you're Brazilian. I was there. You don't see a whole lot of that population there. So they stand out a little bit. So it's easy to eye this person out. Oh, there he is, right? You couldn't do that here. You could go up the block. There'd be 100 motherfuckers standing out there. How you know which one's him? Okay, you wouldn't. You would need the community to tell on them at that point, because the police really have nothing. If they had something, they wouldn't be locking his sister up. They wouldn't be deporting his sister. They don't have nothing, and they're getting mad and they're getting frustrated. And you've seen, I guess he's a chief. Is he a chief? What is he, a colonel? I don't know what the hell they got going on there. Colonel, chief, whatever he is in the law enforcement. He looks frustrated and he looked defeated. Okay? And of course you're going to catch him one day. Every criminal is caught one day. Okay? But it ain't going to be today. It ain't going to be anytime soon, because right now you just basically came out and told the public, hey, we don't know. Lock your doors and your windows. And when I was standing out there, I said something. I said, look, I think they got this blocked off just so they can say, hey, the community's safe, because they didn't want that they had him contained. I think they knew a while back that he wasn't in them woods, and because they were searching other places, and the locals knew that. Okay, the locals were telling me that day one when I got there. As soon as I got in the car, some of the first people I met, they were like, yo, they were up here searching the cornfield outside the perimeter. If they're so convinced he's in this perimeter, why are they searching other places? I mean, I know that just in case, right? But people knew he wasn't in that perimeter, right? FBI was searching these fields. They were searching places around there. So they had a good concept. He may be there, but he might not be that whole time, you know. But you can't tell the public if you go, okay, man, we got an escaped murderer running around in your backyard. No big deal. They didn't enclose none of the events. The good thing is this dude don't seem to be super dangerous right now. He just looked like he was happy to be out living his best life, okay? Because we seen him on the Ring doorbell camera smiling, and he's going to need money. ZA just gifted 1 membership, and that went to Tootie. Okay? Make sure you thank ZA for your membership. So you ain't going to want to hang in a place that is not your people, okay? You need to be able to blend in. I don't see him making his way back to like Brazil, because he's wanted in Brazil for murder. And trust me, I'm sure the Brazilian prisons are way worse than what he was staying in, what he would be in Brazil, right? Them third world countries, them prisons, you don't eat, none of that shit. So he was living his best life in American prisons. Now, I don't think he's going to flee back to, he ain't going to go to Canada, okay? So where could this man go? Where could he go? I mean, I would be, like I said, I would be checking definitely Delaware, because he's on the border of Delaware. So he can jump a state in a matter of 15 minutes, okay? He can be in Delaware. So residents of Delaware, right there on the border of PA, be careful, lock your doors, secure your vehicles, because he's only 15 minutes from there, okay? And then you're right there at Maryland. You're right here at Virginia. Not only that, but if you go north, you got Jersey, you got New York, okay? But I'm thinking you're going to go where you blend in. And I would think Maryland, he'd blend in, and he'll blend in here in Virginia. It's the populations of the communities are huge. He would be able to hide, okay? And I'm sure the FBI, the U.S. Marshals, they already know this, okay? Because he was arrested here. He fled there last time, and he came here. So it's only, and he seems like he's repeating the cycle. He went back to his acquaintances. So what makes you think he ain't going to try to contact his acquaintances here in Virginia? He only knows so many people, and he's going to need help. Okay? And the biggest, D.C. be another place too. He could probably hide a little bit in D.C. around that area of Maryland, Virginia. Huge populations. Huge. Okay? He could hide in that area pretty good. Just anywhere in that general area. So they got their hands full. He's going to be hard to catch because undocumented immigrants, they could say they're anybody. They'll use their cousin Pedro's name. You know what I'm saying? He could be arrested 10 times more. As long as he don't get fingerprinted, his hit on the fingerprints, shit, he's good to go. So at this point, we don't know if he has a vehicle. They don't know if he's armed. Okay, which I'm assuming he's armed. If you escape prison, I would arm myself. Okay, because you never know. I think with him being able to run free, he may not have to like carjack somebody or break into a house that somebody's in, home invasion type situations, right? He'll be able to be out there and steal and try to get by like that. Because, you know, the craziest thing is this. If you remember just a few days ago when he broke into a person's house, the man was upstairs in his home and he said, okay, I know he's down there. So he flicks the lights, okay? And just think, if you was an escapee, you would be thinking, oh shit, they know I'm here, and you would run. But that ain't what he did. He flicked the lights back on and off to let them know he was there. And then he left. How do I know? The rumors are that he has family in Maryland. Now, am I 100% positive of that? No. Okay, I'm not. But I am hearing that he does have family in Maryland. That's what I'm hearing. Now, later on today, I will do the digging to find out for sure, you know, and who his acquaintances are here in Virginia, if I can find that out. But see, my biggest thing is this, is the FBI, they should have pulled the phone logs from the prison, and they should have somebody sitting on every address he has called. That's what I believe. He is going to go to who will help him. He's already tried. So we know he's doing that. We already know he's reaching out to people. The doorbell camera pretty much said that, hey, I need help. I know I ain't seen you in a while, whatever, because the reacquainting type thing. And then from there, he's running around broke. But how long before he walks in somewhere and robs something? Or something of that nature? Or he steals something, sells it, or he can get to somebody that will put him up with some money. Some people are saying that they believe this dude has gang ties. Now, I don't know if that's true. You know, I don't know if he has any gang ties. That's something the prison system would know, like if he has tattoos or any. But I haven't seen none of that come out, you know, like prison tattoos. Usually if you're in jail or anywhere incarcerated, they take pictures. Even the local jails do. Right? You get arrested, they'll take pictures of your tattoos. Or they'll write down that you have certain tattoos on certain places on a little sheet when you fill it out. So, I ain't heard nothing about him having a bunch of gang tattoos, but people are like, well, he probably has gang ties. Because you clearly see he had a point man, a lookout, okay? He had a lookout. And he escaped the exact same way the other guy had escaped that they didn't fix, which make sense, right? So if he had a lookout, he had knowledge of how the last person escaped. They have somebody on the outside that probably helped him. Okay? Usually gangs in prison, they're going to have people on the streets. Okay? They got phones in prison. They're communicating. It might not have been him that called out. It might have been somebody else that called out and said, yo, my boy's jumping the wall at so-and-so, scoop them up. All right? And, you know, they're watching the news inside the prison, too. So they know what's going on. And to think he might not have a phone, look, they have phones in prison. Okay? We see it all the time. I see videos on TikTok straight from prison. Like, damn, dude done pulled this phone out his butt and took this video. I mean, that's crazy to think of, but hey, that's what be going on. But you be seeing videos come straight from fucking prison. So to think this dude might have had a phone when he escaped. Jumped the fence, called his sister, hey, I'm doing this. I don't know. But I think at one point he was definitely in that conservatory, that garden area where they got all the damn plants and shit. So, and they did have him pinned down. And they dropped the ball like majorly. Okay? I mean, fumble, recovery, touchdown type shit, right? Guys, give me a second. I'm going to open up the phone line. I want to hear from some of you guys today. I want to know what y'all think about what the colonel said. They'll get him eventually. Basically, to me, I'm going to tell you what I think that sounded like. He got away. Okay? It sounds like to me, hey guys, he got away. They don't know where he's at. They don't have a general area right this second. They have some searches going on, but no clue to where this guy's at. Okay? But by the end of the night, JLR and Nick, they'll probably find him. Okay? They'll probably track him down. You know, crazy as that sounds, put more YouTubers out there. I think if you would have had 25 YouTubers out there, all right, 25, the whole true crime community went out there, we would have caught this guy. Okay? We would have caught him. They got hundreds of police out there, Z. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you for your super stickers, guys. That's awesome of you. 20 pounds. That's that big money right there. That's that big money. It spins better than that U.S. money. It even spins different. Look, so, yeah, if you'd have put 25 YouTubers out there on a good weekend, we would have had that dude, right? We would have had that guy trapped, ready to surrender, okay? He'd have been ready. He'd have been like, here I am. Take me back to prison, all right? 25 YouTubers, we would have surrounded them woods. We would have had him, okay? We would have had him. They got hundreds of police out there. This dude's driving by him in a milk truck, waving, smiling and shit. Happy criminal. Happiest damn escaped convict I've ever seen in my life, okay? Have y'all ever seen a happier convict? I don't think I've ever seen one that happy. Why did they use the one of him smiling as the picture? Right? He just a big old cheesy ass smile on his face while he's done escape prison, done escape the FBI, Border Patrol, U.S. Marshals, you name a damn police service that there is, he's done got past them, okay? They're making it to be like he's swinging from vines, from trees. That dude's laying on a couch somewhere. They were making us think he's sleeping in cornfields. That dude was probably watching HBO, okay? He's probably on YouTube living his best life. He's watching JLR, okay? He was smiling to suck up to the camera to get help. I don't know if you smile to the camera like, hey, I just escaped prison. Will you help me? You know? I don't think you do that. Dolly, it's not that simple. What it is I believe he's found somewhere to hide. For sure. and he goes there. He's hiding there the day. He's not moving in the daytime at all. He's only moving at night, right? And look, it's dark as shit out there. It's so dark out there, you can't even see who the other person is. You can see it's a person, okay? Like, I could see people when I was out there. Remember, I was like, I'm out there, JR was out there for him, and I couldn't even see him. I was like, where the hell is he at? Right? It's that dark out there. There's no street lights. So you're moving around at night. It's not a real heavily populated area. All the police are busy. So he can be moving around. He was riding around freely as shit because all the police had the woods boxed in. So he's driving around the town. You don't even see police because they're all busy. So he can be freely just strolling around everywhere because all the police are staring at the woods that he's not in. See, they were so convinced that they should have had roadblocks out. They should have had stuff blocked off. They should have been looking at gas stations, different areas across that whole county and pin this man down. To box one area in and be like, yeah. So who did they see in the conservatory? If it wasn't him, if he stole the van like early Friday, who the fuck have they been seeing in the place? Who is all these? There was a confirmed spotting, and how was there all these confirmed sightings if he wasn't there? Is there a Bigfoot out there? Maybe y'all need to go out there and search anyway, because there's something running around those woods. That's scary. It's a damn El Chupacabra. All right, let me open the phone lines. All right, the phone lines are now open. The call-in number is on the screen. I don't know if y'all can see it. 757-797-6694. And if you could, mods, post that into the chat room for me so people have it just in case they can't see that on their iPhones or their tablets or whatever the hell you watching on, people. Oh, wait a minute. No, the phone lines are not open yet. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Now the phone lines are open, okay? I thought I had them open, but I didn't. Thank you, PJ. Dolly. Not Dolly. Somebody else. Who was you trying to call? JR just on with... Oh, he was on with his roommate? I had to see that. I'll pull that up in just a minute, okay? After I take a couple calls, I'll pull it up and check it out. He was on with his roommate. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey, Granny Bassmaster.
Yeah, it's Granny Bassmaster. How you been?
I've been pretty good, just out and about, hanging out.
Yeah, well, good. I had to have surgery, not this last Friday, but Friday before last, on that hand I broke.
Oh, I hope you're getting better.
I'm trying. This old boy got away.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's smiling because he knows he got away. He was long gone.
Yeah, he's been two steps ahead of them the whole time.
And if they had really wanted to catch him, they would have gotten in there in them woods.
I know.
They didn't really want to catch him.
Or they thought he was going to get tired and come out and surrender. They just played the wrong game and lost.
Well, they're eating crow now because, good Lord.
Well,
that was awful. There's idiots.
Well, that colonel, he was involved in another one years ago where he did catch the guy. So, and they caught the last inmate that escaped 4 months ago. So there's the hope that they may catch him.
Why in the world didn't they just fix this place that needed fixing in the prison so he couldn't get out to begin with?
Why didn't they roadblock everything around there?
That's right.
And make,
we had... We had one down here several years ago. Might have been 20 years ago. Last name was Santobi, and he killed the cop over there in Leeds, Moody. And the reason he pulled him over, they was looking for him. He had killed somebody, several people. He was a Green Beret. And he killed that policeman, and man, the whole world stopped. We had police from Moody, Leeds, Odenville, Pell City, and Springville descended, and they finally found him. He was a Green Beret, and he knew how to get away from
Did they
people.
roadblock everything off? I'm thinking when there's escaped convict,
yeah.
there's going to be roadblocks and shit. There wasn't none of that.
I was going over to my stepsister's, and on Kelly Creek Road, and that's where they were searching, and they looked in my back seat and looked in my trunk, and
Yeah, that's what I think they'd be doing.
I was like, good Lord. But I don't think they ever intended on finding him.
Yeah,
really
I mean, if they
don't.
would have had a couple roadblocks through the town, he's out there driving around. You could have caught him in a roadblock if you just put one on the major road. There's only one big major road through there.
I just don't understand why they didn't do that. But yeah, there was a roadblock you couldn't even get nowhere, and then they cordoned it off because they were afraid he would hurt somebody else.
I think that colonel gonna be retiring soon.
Yeah,
That's what I
probably
think.
not on his decision, but they'll get rid of him.
Yeah, it's looking bad for him now.
He's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone. They need to. Now where he went, I don't know, but this is just terrible.
He should have spoke. They should have spoke with a little more confidence. I think today they spoke so like, we'll eventually get him. No big deal. You know, it's kind of that. We'll get him. We'll get him.
I know that
one day.
chapped me when he acted like it was no big deal.
You know, like this is a
Good
murderer,
Lord.
and if he is in the community, y'all can't catch him. That's a big deal. And if he ain't in the community, that's even a worse deal because now he could be creeping around killing anybody.
That's right. He'll break into houses and do bad things until they catch him because he ain't got nothing else to do. And he's got no money, no food, no clothes, no car.
I don't know that to be the case. I don't know that to be the case. He had been sitting in that prison for some time now. I'm sure he's made acquaintances in that prison, and them acquaintances are from that area, and they got friends on the outside. There's probably somebody on the inside that's helping him on the outside. So,
You think he's headed for Mexico?
No. People that live in Mexico don't even want to be there. No, because he won it in Brazil. So I think he's going to go somewhere he can blend in. I mean, he may eventually try to work his way somewhere, you know, towards where there's a huger population down towards Texas, Vegas, things of that nature. But on far as the East Coast, he has Maryland, around D.C., and Virginia that has huge populations that he could blend in with. So that's why and he was arrested here last time. That's why I'm so confident that he's repeating what he's done, and he's coming here.
Yeah, y'all better keep your doors locked.
And I would say right now, people in Maryland, Delaware, keep your doors locked. Be on the lookout for this guy. That's where I think he's heading this way. Me, myself.
Well,
I could be completely wrong, and he could be going north. But I think the farther north he goes, the less he's going to be able to fit in.
Yeah, the less help he's going to have, I understand.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you,
you're right.
Tracy. All right, Granny Bassmaster, you have a good one.
All right, you too. Keep your doors locked.
I will definitely will. Peace.
Peace.
I just got a new lock not too long ago, one of those digital ones that you touch, you punch in the numbers. Doo, 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 doo. So, I'm good. Dolly. Hello. All right, if this is Cavalcante, you can tell me where you at. I need that 25K.
Hey, man,
Hey, what's going on?
if they would have charged in there the very first couple of days, went in and they didn't know whether he had a gun or not, but they get this big protective shield, for riots and stuff, and I think they're bulletproof. But if they all came in there, held hands and walked in there in a circle, and one day it came upon him, why in hell did not go in there?
Yeah, yeah. There's police saying they seen him running and that he outran them. How you outrun 300 police? You should have had people jump out of helicopters into those woods.
And I'm sorry, he's 5 foot, or I mean, are you faster when you're shorter?
I mean, I don't know. I guess you could hide a little bit better.
Well, yeah, you could hide. He could do it. There's ways of camouflaging yourself out there. But don't we have guys that, get onto the law force, the law enforcement agencies that come from the Army that are specially trained?
Yeah, they should have sent in some black ops in there. Night vision goggles. They should have sent some professionals in there like a mercenary team to take them out.
Exactly.
SEAL Team 6.
Or if you're afraid of hurting each other, go in there with rubber bullets. So you might get hit with a rubber bullet here or there, but he's going to get hit with more of them than you would.
Oh, everybody go in there with rubber bullets?
Uh-huh.
That's right. That would hurt to get shot by 100 rubber bullets at one time.
It would put him down.
I'm just saying they should have sent in SEAL Team 6 with like some Black Hawk helicopters dropping in from ropes. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the holdup with night vision?
Exactly.
They can catch Osama bin Laden in Pakistan, but they can't catch this fucking dude in the 2-mile radius of some woods in Pennsylvania?
Exactly. What's going on? And also what I thought was truly, truly scary, number one, was you had all the YouTubers over there, JLR and everybody, and the spectators, and they're walking around with their long pew-pews out.
Yeah.
I mean, they're long, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah, guns. They had weapons. Yeah, for sure. Like, I was kind of surprised there were so many spectators myself. Okay?
Yeah,
I mean, I know I'm a spectator, but when I got there, I wasn't expecting to see other spectators.
Right.
So,
and they were just letting them.
Hey, our rights matter. Yeah. But the locals, they knew he wasn't in the woods. The spectators told me, they said, he ain't in the woods. I ain't meet one local out there that said he was in the woods.
Yeah, I'm convinced that he might have been there at one point in time, but he wasn't in there long.
Yeah.
He probably already knew why would you sit like a duck for 10 days?
You wouldn't. I would have been. I wouldn't even have been in this area though. He's out
of there second or third day, guaranteed.
Yeah, he's not smart, because if he was smart, he would have instantly got out of that area. So he did. At some point, he was pinned down, and it took him a little bit of time. But now he's out there. He's outside their perimeter. There's no perimeter. There's no. We'll get him. They're talking like we'll get him one day. Shit now. All that searching, all them police, they're going home. They're going to leave it to the regular detectives to search little leads and things like that. All that searching woods and shit is about to come to a complete end because it's costing them millions of dollars.
Right, and all those workers, and everything. Not that I'm being rude towards them or saying anything bad about them. They did their jobs, but you know what? They all probably made overtime.
Oh, they did, and they're all about to go home. I'm sure most of them are getting sent home now. And they're going to keep the tactical teams around just in case, there's something that pops off. But all them other cops, they're going back now. They're wrapping that up. All that search in the woods and all that's come to an end. Now they said it's an urban environment because they're going to wait till he's staying somewhere and they're going to kick up in the house. So that's how they're going to end up getting him. They'll get him in a raid or something of that nature.
Somebody else could get her a child even.
and they'll pick them up in a sweep, like an immigration sweep or something like that eventually, and they'll get them. But the whole manhunt, the hundreds of officers, the search, all that's coming to an end. All of that. You'll probably have a few to 40. What do they
Well,
call
I
for
could
that
tell.
church? The tactical unit, 40 officers. They'll have something like that still on standby
Yeah.
for probably just a little bit more. And then they're going to come to the conclusion, hey, this man's fucking gone.
Oh yeah, he is. He's gone.
Yeah.
Well, if he went to Maryland or to Virginia, I agree with you there. If the rumors are true, but wait a minute, I had something I thought there.
If I
I
was
had a
him,
thought
I
there.
would go to Richmond. Okay? I would go to Richmond or Maryland. That's the best places that he'll blend in. The populations are huge.
Right.
He
Mhm.
can hide. He'll blend right in. Anywhere else, he may stand out a little bit, Or he may do something totally different and go way off track because he got arrested in Virginia last time.
Yeah. Well, he's only about 5 hours from Columbus, Ohio.
Does he have any
So-
connections?
No, but he could blend in here.
A huge population there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
We got the big melting pot.
like I thought even there when I was in PA, I was like, well, if you don't see a whole lot of Brazilian people, you don't see a big Latino community, you don't, so he would stick out a little bit there.
Yeah.
Where he's at. So I would get the hell out of Dodge for sure. There's no doubt in my mind I'd be fleeing Pennsylvania. And like I said, he's only 15 minutes from the border of Delaware. He could literally walk it if he had to through the woods and be in Delaware.
Yeah, well, I hope he goes east.
I hope he makes a mistake.
I don't want to have that feeling of him in my city.
He has to make a mistake at some point. If there's nobody helping him, he will make a mistake. Now, if he has people helping him, it may be a long time, or they might never catch this dude.
That's right.
So let's just see how it plays.
If he's affiliated with the gangs, they'll come and get him for sure.
Well, if he's affiliated with the gangs, his ass is heading to Richmond.
Yeah.
That's just what I know. Okay.
Yeah.
So I appreciate talking to you. You have a good one.
All righty, Jimmy. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Peace.
Hopefully you'll have a panel soon where I can actually get onto it.
Yeah. We had a panel the other night. Matter of fact, we had a panel when I was out there.
I know, but I popped in late, and then it's Luna.
Yeah. Okay.
If you didn't recognize,
I didn't recognize your voice, Luna.
Wow, that's cool. Well, you will now, huh?
All right. Well, you be good.
Yeah. Yep. You too, hon.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Peace.
Peace.
Let's see. Let me catch up on the chat a little bit. Make sure, guys, if you're just tuning in, there's like 650 of you here. Hit that like button. So, we heard the colonel come out and speak that they'll eventually get them. That, they'd rather run down 100 fake leads and not miss that real lead. If he was able to steal one vehicle, he's out looking for another vehicle. That's the first thing he did, basically, was got him a vehicle. So, he's going to get a vehicle, and let's just hope he messes up. Somebody notices it quickly. They get a bolo out on it. He gets pulled over. Because I think this is the only way at this point this is going to come to a conclusion. I think that when he came out today and said, hey, we have no perimeter or nothing like this, we're not going to... It basically said we ain't searching woods in so many words. That they ain't going to be doing these big, massive... you ain't going to see these helicopter presence or none of all these assets that's costing them millions of dollars a day. Or somebody told me $350K. Somebody said upwards to $1 million a day on what they're costing. And you're looking at this. We're 12 days in. You're talking millions of dollars. Okay, we got an international call coming in. Dolly. Okay, they called from another country and then hung up. Okay. Or the connection didn't go through. I don't know what country that is. Maybe Australia? ATF will get him. You should see the stage and area. All right. Dolly.
No, it's not Australia, my friend. It's Sweden.
Sweden. Okay, I knew it was.
Kolla.
I knew it was from across the pond. What's good with you in Sweden? Who's this? Well, we know where you're calling from. Who is this?
Hello.
Sweden.
Yeah, it's from Sweden, my friend. How you doing?
I am doing good. You got to turn me down in the background.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna turn you down from the television. Wait a second.
All right.
Now I hear you better.
Okay. So, what do you think about this
Okay,
escape?
good. What do you think of this mistake with the this guy who's running away from the police?
Yes.
Yeah. I was more thinking like he must know the places he has been and always thinking about the most of the thing is he's coming from the world country who's not so very used with the American mentality, you know.
Yeah.
So he's only running away really, really fast, and he is like Jason Bourne.
Jason Bourne.
He always can be something, turn himself, fix his hair, do everything, you know.
Yeah, change his identity a little bit.
Yeah. So I for me, I'm also Spanish, man. It's like I think he's a little bit more. How do you call it? He's more professional when he's doing kind of stuff, you know, because, you know, if you come from Brazil, you have been hardship, you have been struggling all your life. He has another go in himself, you know. He's not scared to try to run away, you know.
Yeah,
so
I'm sure.
Everybody's maybe looking for him in some places, man. I think he's already gone.
Yeah, I think he probably gone too. And I agree with you that, you know, Brazil, he's grown up in such a tough environment that being here it's like we're not used to that lifestyle of the rough and tough.
No.
The struggle and the fighting for everything you got kind of lifestyle. Americans got it we got it really easy. That's a fact.
I can tell you, I think he's done a really dumb stuff. That he killed his girlfriend, that he ran away from Brazil 2017. He did everything really, really wrong. I mean, you cannot blame him trying to escape prison for life in United States, you know. You go outside maybe once an hour, maybe 2 an hour. After that, you're locked in forever. So he's like struggling for his life. Maybe I understand also that the police, they are putting so much money in. Like here yesterday, they put $80 million, like $1 million per day. Per day for keeping him back. I know that's lots of money, but the thing is, you know, it's a person who knows how to live hard. So if he needs to swim, he's gonna swim. Like you said yesterday, he may be in the lake, and when one straw, you know, he gets a little bit more, you know, he's trying to get air. It's like that, you know. So, I mean, I want him to get caught. Yes, I believe he's gonna get caught because I think he's trying to go to, like somebody said, maybe they're going to Canada, or maybe he's in Florida, that your friend told you yesterday. In the nighttime, you know, he's telling me, oh, I've been seeing him in Florida. I take a picture and everything. I mean, I think people started after 7, 8, 9, 10 days, they started to see him everywhere. You know, but the news is like seeing everywhere. So even my how do you call it? Even my neighbor can be him also, you know.
Neighbor,
you're seeing everything, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, well, look, hey, I appreciate you calling. You have a really good day.
Thank you very much, and you're a really nice show, everything.
Thank you.
I hope I'm going to take a look more, and I will maybe call you some other day.
All right. You have a good
team.
Awesome. Peace. All All right, so he was cool. Worldwide, baby. We worldwide. So, yeah, dude, Brazil is rough. The struggle is real. This dude is a tough guy. Look, height don't determine your grit, okay? Your grit, your willingness to survive, your animal instinct inside, okay? This dude comes from a way more primal world than Americans do, okay? Things that we don't even care about, this dude appreciates. You know what I'm saying? He's made it through a rugged ass life and was able to make it to this country, right? That's a hard task in itself, okay? This dude ain't dumb. He's survived the grittiest conditions on this planet, okay? Come from a third world country. But he did make some horrible mistakes. You don't kill people here in America, all right? That's where you effed up, all right? You can kill people in those third world countries, but when you cross that damn border and you still thinking you in Brazil and you going to chop somebody up with a machete, oh, hell no, okay? That don't fly here, and you're going to eventually pay the price because they're right. They are eventually going to get you, okay? They're going to get you. Listen, we all know that they're going to catch this man. They just ain't catching him today. They ain't catching him tomorrow. And it's going to take them a little while. Ramp up the money, right? And his own community will tell on him. Because that's who's going to protect him, is his community, his people. You take that away, you get him into custody, okay? You're going to have to pay some people. Look, you can spend $1 million a day on that helicopter, flying it in fucking circles all day. Or you can say, hey, we got $100K, turn this man in. And his damn sister would have gave him up, okay? Maybe not for 20, maybe not 10. 100,000, my sister's telling on me, okay? She loved me to death, but she'd probably tell on me. I wouldn't even be mad. You know what I'm saying? I can't blame you. You got $100,000. I'm going to prison either way. At least you got 100 out of it. You know? I might be mad at first. You know, like, damn, I knew they would tell on me. You know? And I probably wouldn't talk to them from prison for about a year. And then after that, well, you got to call them. You ain't got nobody to talk to. You be like, damn, why you tell on me? You know? And they got a new car. They done paid off the house. You know? You can't be mad at that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you just live with it at that point. You just like, okay, they were going to catch me. At least my family's 100,000 stronger. You know, boost that money. You can spend millions and millions to play cat and mouse and lose, but you can't say, hey, Spanish community, Latino community, we got 100 G's. You can open you a bodega and some change. Tell on them. That bitch would be in custody in 20 minutes, okay? 20 minutes. You got to put some money out there. His people ain't going to tell on him for change. Okay? Let's be honest. $20,000 in this world ain't shit. Okay? It ain't shit. It ain't shit. It sounds like it's something when you dead broke. But $20,000 won't even get you a car. Okay? The Price is Right gives cars away. Okay? You cannot give somebody give them a Hellcat. Okay? A Hellcat would be a better reward than what they got right now. Okay? Upchurch offered a better reward for Kylie Rodney. Okay? That is nothing. Put the reward at 100K. Ground one of the choppers for a day. Okay? Make one of them land right now. Be like, land over there. We're going to save on some gas. Let's put out a real reward with real money. Okay? That we in 2023. They put out 20K like it's 1960. We got 20K. Somebody going to talk. What the fuck is 20K? This dude could escape again and come kill me. Okay? You want me to get killed for 20 G's? You want me to tell on an escaped criminal for $20,000 in 2023? Okay? 2023. This ain't 1960. A loaf of bread is $4 fucking dollars. You need to up that. Gas prices are higher than your fucking reward. Okay? It costs more to fill the chopper up than your reward. That's insane. That's insane. Okay? Y'all did a terrible job of handling it. No roadblocks. I could have broke him out of there. Okay? Dolly could have went to Delaware in one day and got him out of there. I was up at the woods, right up on top of their line, what they got secure. Okay? That shouldn't be happening. That ain't secure. It's pitch black out there. I could have popped the trunk and said, hop on in there. Boop, shut the trunk, drove off, no roadblocks, drove him right. He could be sitting in my living room right now, okay? But he ain't FBI. He's definitely not, okay? But that's the point I'm trying to make of how fast he could be there and he could be here, but not technically here. Don't take every word I say literally, okay? He's not here. I don't help any criminals. I'd turn his ass in for the 20K. You know what I'm saying? I can use 20K. I know I'm saying it's not shit. I'd still take it. Don't get me wrong. I'd still take that 20, you know? But in this day and age, that reward should be larger, okay? It should be a big-ass reward. They should have went with tracking dogs early. They used the reward. They used the reward for gas, right? At $4 a gallon for them choppers to fly in circles of around a woods he ain't in. I mean, can you imagine how bad they wanted to kick themselves in the ass? Look, I got nothing against the colonel, chief, whatever. Dude, I hope he does the best job in the world. But right now, it don't look good for you. You know? It just don't look good. You look frustrated. He looked a little defeated. And we're only 12 days in, okay? You got to be the dude that's up there like, yeah, we got this shit. Don't worry. He'll be in jail before you know it. Not, oh, well, yeah, we'll eventually get him. Lock your doors. I don't want to hear that shit, okay? I want the person that's in charge to be in fucking charge. To be like, yeah, we got this. You ain't got nothing to worry about. Before you know it, that dude gonna be right back in that prison. We taking all his shit away. I want to hear stuff like that. I want to hear confidence. I don't want to hear like, oh yeah, you know, we're moving the resources to an urban environment, and you know, we one step ahead now. No, you ain't. That is the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life, dude. You're not one step ahead. You're fucking 10 steps behind. You're 10 steps. You're saying, okay, we didn't gave up on this. We're gonna wait till he got a crib and he starts a new life. That is crazy. That is crazy. That don't sound confident. That don't sound like he's going to be in custody anytime soon. It sounds like they are pulling back all that manpower. And what it's going to do is roll over to the hands of the U.S. Marshals, because they can arrest you anywhere in the country. So they don't need like certain jurisdiction. They can arrest your ass. You in Virginia, you in Delaware, wherever the hell you at, they can go. The U.S. Marshals can go to every fucking state and arrest your ass. I had them show up at my house, okay? That's how I know. They showed up with the FBI. U.S. Marshals, FBI. You Dolly? Step your ass out here, okay? Kind of how it went down. So, I know how they show up. I know how they show up. And when they show up, let me share this with you. Let me share this with you. Just because you ain't never had an experience with the U.S. Marshals or the FBI coming to your crib looking for you. They know every fucking single thing there is to know about you before they even come. Right? Everything I said to the FBI, they're like, yeah, we know that. We know that. We know that. We know that. They were telling me shit. Right? You own this social media platform. This is yours. They knew everything. So they be knowing. So they do have a good way of acquiring information, okay? So just think, if you ever think you're going to lie to the FBI and when they ask you a question, they only asking you questions they know the answers to. They never asked me a question they didn't know the answer to. They only asked me questions that they knew the answers to. They just wanted to see if I was going to lie about anything. So they already knew. They just boom, boom, boom. And the first thing they said to me, he's like, yo, I'm so-and-so from the FBI, and this is Officer so-and-so with the U.S. Marshals. Right? I'm thinking, I'm going to jail. That's what I'm thinking in my head. Dolly.
Facts, Jimmy, facts.
Facts. What's up at PCT?
When they showed up at my friend's house, I mean, I didn't know they knew everything about me. You know, that whole thing with Chuck, and I had to testify against him and all that crap. But yeah, they knew exactly what to say. They were looking all Miami Vice-like, you know. They really were.
Huh.
Loafers, and especially back in the 80s. And they're like, hey, we know you didn't really want to purchase that, you know. I mean, I didn't buy it for him. I didn't buy him the gun, but I let him use my passport, right?
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, I could have gotten 10 years.
Damn.
But
yeah, don't mess with the feds.
Yeah.
Don't mess with the feds. So what do you think about what the police are saying? Do you think this dude has got away?
Well, he's going to get caught because I think I read it somewhere. I heard it on a program or something that when they start getting too cocky, they get caught. They start making mistakes. What?
Do you think smiling at the camera is cocky? That's like
okay.
That wasn't his sister's house, Tina. That was an acquaintance of his that he had worked with. It had first reported that he was at his sister's house, but it wasn't his sister's house. It was a colleague that he used to be previously employed with.
Oh, okay. But I thought that house was the guy wouldn't go to the door. But then when he left or something, he called the cops. That's what I thought.
Okay, hold on.
I
We're
heard.
frozen. Can y'all hear me? Y'all give me a thumb up when we're unfrozen. People are saying we're frozen or they're buffering.
Okay.
Good now. Okay. Okay, so we're good now. You're back. All right.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think they lacked a lot of confidence, and they're pretty much saying this dude is gone.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you imagine being a cop in that town? You never wanted to be one, huh, Jimmy? Never wanted to be a cop.
Me?
Yeah.
No, when I was a kid, I did want to be a cop, like every other kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, then I realized I didn't pay good, and you had to obey the law, and then I was like, oh, the hell with that cop shit.
Oh, my God, that's funny. You had to obey the law.
Yeah, I didn't know that was part of the deal, you know.
Oh, my God.
I thought you just got to break the law freely when you was the police.
Yeah.
I guess I'm wrong nowadays. Yeah. But I think that's how it was back in the day.
Yeah. And I liked your, it's the word analogy when you said that they were around the entire perimeter so that the town would feel safe. And I mean, so what? They bring a helicopter in there too to make it look even more dramatic? Like,
no, I mean, they're really searching for him. But I think it was a little bit of a show of the community's safe, because them woods butt right up to a neighborhood. You know, you got this killer in the neighborhood, and you got families running around playing damn kickball in the front yard. I mean, that's a little bit weird. And, you know, they need to build these prisons. You know, they need to house certain criminals in places they can't be so close to communities.
Right.
If you're a murderer or you're a rapist. Now, I'm saying the dude that may be armed robbery or drug dealing, yeah, house him there. If he breaks out, all he's going to do is, he's not going to hurt nobody. He's just going to go sell drugs again or something. That ain't a threat to the community. But these people that are huge threats to the community, to put them so close to communities, if they do escape, you know, there's a possibility. There's no prison that's inescapable, right? But let's put some in places that are a little bit harder than that prison, because apparently it ain't too hard to escape from that prison.
Yeah, apparently not. He needs to get a bicycle.
A bicycle? Yeah, I guess nobody really expects you on a bike. You just ride down the street on a bike.
Yeah, because, I mean, you can get some distance, and I said this on Team Rose's yesterday on her panel. She had a really long one, but I was there till your show started. That I read, you know, not that I believe every cotton-picking thing I read, but if you're on a bicycle, the CCTV is less likely to see you. And would that have to do with, like, license plates zooming by or what? I wonder.
This is America. Do we have CCTV?
Well, I mean, yeah, isn't that what the cameras are all over? Like, okay, this is going to sound really dumb,
But
but I
not
thought
like
it
in
was
foreign
like a
countries.
Canadian thing or
Yeah,
international.
I think the foreign countries, they got like cameras on every block. But, in America, we don't do that.
We don't?
No.
I honestly thought we did.
I
like
mean,
in big cities.
not for looking down at like Virginia Beach has fake cameras that do facial recognition.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some places that do have cameras that watch the crowds that do have facial recognition, but they're not everywhere.
Yeah.
All right,
Is it China or Japan that does all that facial recognition stuff?
Oh, that I don't know. But I appreciate you
that
calling,
would be
Tina.
Scary. All righty. Well, thank you. Bye, Jimmy. Have a nice day.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Peace. Yeah, I mean, these days we do have cameras like all over the place, okay? But I mean, they're not everywhere, and they're not all facial recognition cameras, okay? So like we have some stuff though, like I said, at the oceanfront, if you're a criminal and you want it, this thing actually scans your face and it's looking for wanted criminals. And then once you're wanted and it realizes it's you, it notifies the authority of your possible location. Now that's when technology gets like where you're a criminal and you can't get away type shit. And me, myself, I know a lot of people are like, yo, I hate the cameras. I hate cameras being everywhere. Cameras. But here's the thing. If you're not doing nothing wrong, you shouldn't have to worry about it. Okay? If you ain't out there killing people, robbing people, doing, like, I don't even look at the cameras anymore when I walk by. I don't care. Film me. I'm usually on film on YouTube anyway, right? I think the people that have the biggest problem with them are people that are breaking the law. Now, I don't think that there should be a camera at every damn red light, of course, because they keep getting me. Matter of fact, I need to pay one of those tickets now. Them fucking red light cameras, right? But as a person that don't want to get stabbed in the neck when I go to the store, whatever helps secure and make everybody safer, okay? Because it's about people being safe if it's not being used for bad things, right? If the police are just using it to arrest wanted criminals, then I ain't got no problem with them cameras, right? Put as many as you want out. Again, what does this have to do with this show? Just like the tag readers that they have almost interstates now that are just about everywhere. The tag reading, I think, is a little crazy. If you owe tickets or your car's not legal. Technology is crazy, right? We got to play with technology these days. Like, I got a speeding ticket, okay, from a plane. The picture is shot overhead from a plane, okay? So a damn helicopter or a plane clocked me speeding, okay? That's when the eyes in the sky are literally watching, okay? Like, I was like, damn, they sent me a picture of my car from the air. It was clear as shit, too. Like, you can see the stickers on my back window, my license, everything. I was like, how the hell did they take this picture? There ain't no cameras that are visible on the interstate. It was just like an aerial. And I was like, this is insane. Like, I better pay that too before they suspend my driver's license. Stupid things like that end up, $100 ticket end up costing me $500. Dolly.
Hey.
Hey, who's this? Where are you calling from?
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Okay, you need to turn me down in the background.
Oh, I'm sorry. Give me 1 minute.
All right.
Okay, I got you down.
Okay, what's going on?
All right, I'm calling. I love that you went there. I'm sorry if I talk loud. I'm hard of hearing.
It's fine.
But I'm the one that's in the chat talking about an escape convict that we were warned about when I was a kid. And it is just like what is going on now. And it was Stanley Hoss.
It was what?
I live up by Pittsburgh.
It was, say that one.
Stanley Hoss, when he escaped.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and this reminds me so much of whenever I was a child. Because they're like, get in the house, don't do nothing. And he did come back to where he lived.
Yeah.
So that's why I wonder if that guy, he may come back there, but I think he may go back to that Portugal where he gets the fake ID.
Uh-huh.
I watched a program where he got the fake ID done there to come here. So he may try to get back there, but he will go back to his hometown, like where he knows people. That's what Stanley Hoss did. He buried a lady and put a pipe up. Like, he did a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know about him.
I don't know about that case for sure.
If you look it up, though, it'll kind of tell you he escaped. And he had help. And it tells you what he did. And he did come back to his hometown. Like, not right into it, but on the outskirts. And I was a young child when that happened.
Yeah.
My dad kept us in. Yeah. So, I don't know. I just want to tell you, I thank you for everything you do.
Oh, well, thank you.
And I enjoy your show. And, well, all I can say is I've been around a lot of stuff in the past years. I live near Pittsburgh, and a lot of killings.
Yeah.
Hard to deal with.
Okay.
Yeah, and I enjoy your mod and your chat too.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, well, look, hey, I appreciate you calling, and I'll talk to you next time.
We'll look it up, though, because it's similar to this, because I think this guy is doing the same, like, not copying them, but, you know, that's what they do. Look up Stanley Hoss.
Okay. I will definitely do that for you.
Okay.
All right, you have a good one.
Love you, babe.
All
Bye.
right, peace. All right, guys, real quick, we're going to jump over because JR was live. I want to see what's going on real quick. And JR has been cool. He said people could share his videos, which I think is super awesome of him doing. Okay. So we're going to take a little look at what's going on out there for a minute because, you know, right now I'm not out there, so I don't know. JRR is boots on the ground. He's the inside information right now. So let's get it.
Press conference. The chopper is above me. Chopper is above me. They have a large amount of SWAT personnel in camouflage right now, all in this area. So they are back. They are back here. And I wanted to play the press conference here so we could listen and then discuss what's going on here at the scene here. But you can hear. Let me turn this thing off here. The keys. There we go. But they're out here at the scene.
Thanks, Susan.
They're rocking and rolling as far as search because they have like I saw them at Wawa and a huge convoy of SWAT people that are at the church, at the Methodist church, the Nant Meal Methodist Church, and they are in this woods right now. We're here earlier this morning on a live.
He might have been staying at that church.
But I want to play
That's what I was
the press
thinking.
conference when it comes so we can listen together to it, discuss the matter, because he's pretty much probably going to say what is going on.
Yes, exactly, Dolly.
Right
he
now.
seems to be
You're
a
saying
creature
Fox
of
29
habit.
is live over the church. Yeah, the church is right over here. I'm at the top of the hill. The reason why I'm at the top of the hill is the church is down in the valley and it's hard to get reception. But we're going to listen to this press conference and then we're going to discuss while the choppers are ahead. Maybe, possibly, these people, I believe they're going through the corn and going through the terrain here. We'll see what happens there. We'll see what happens. But I'll spin the camera around so you
Okay,
can
I'll
see
get
the
to
chopper.
Nick in a minute
You're
there.
saying this is a news chopper.
Net. Oh,
This is
whoever
the news
said that.
chopper that you guys are talking about. It's up in the sky. Where are you, chopper?
JLR gives good information. In
Well, I am
rumors,
out here.
what he heard. I like that.
Church is a command center. There is a large presence of media across the street. Position if you want to relay the information. That's why I came a little up the hill here. What's going to happen here? Oh, by the way, I'm going to give you some new information too. I went to... Oh, here you go. Look, more troopers. Troopers are out and about. I went to 8
Leslie.
Bonnie Bray, where Danelo knocked at an acquaintance door on the ring camera. I can confirm that that is the door, the house he went to. The box of, everybody was saying there was beer. He was holding a blue box. That is bleach. It is there right next to the door. I filmed it. I've actually filmed it. So I went and knocked on the door to try to get comment from the person that lived at the house. And on ring camera, the same ring camera you saw his images, someone spoke out of it and told me to get off their property. They don't want to speak. So of course I'm going to comply to that. But I went and tried my best. Action News was there too. They tried to knock on the door too of that trailer. But somebody's there in that trailer. They have that ring camera and they're telling people to get off the property and stuff. So I'll play that video later. So let's go to the press conference right now.
Reverse 911 has increased the amount of reward they are offering by another $5,000.
That ain't shit though. $5,000.
That brings the total reward offered up to $25,000 for information that leads to the
$25,000
of Cavalcante. We're concerned that Cavalcante will attempt to steal another vehicle to facilitate his escape. As a reminder, we ask for the public's help by familiarizing themselves with the updated photographs and description of Cavalcante, to check security cameras they have, and to call us immediately if they believe they may have seen him. Again, we ask residents to please secure homes, outbuildings, and vehicles. It is imperative that anyone with information about Cavalcante contact us immediately so that we may act on that information in a timely manner.
A classic, cheesy, crunchy,
oh, here there's a little commercial.
14 grams of protein.
Can you
New
start
on
the
Puffs.
car to the Wi-Fi?
Is it time to ask your doctor about
All right, let's pause that.
For those of you that are just joining,
Nick is live
not
over
much
here
to see right now. We're at Marlin, where they've got a command center set up rather far from the last confirmed.
All right, we jumped over to Nick real quick.
They've got the National Disaster Team here, Homeland Security here.
So we're going to be doing a little jumping around today, from news, Fox, to Nick, to JLR, to a little bit of everything that's going on.
Every agency imaginable, with the exception of like the CIA, they're out here doing what they can do to assist in the search. Just give me a second. I'm gonna check and see.
All right, hold on, guys. I gotta come on in, Lolo. Come on.
Let me connect to the Wi-Fi on here too.
Say hey to everybody. Tell them to hit the like button. Lolo said hit the like button. There you go, Lolo. They're in Chester County, Pennsylvania. Okay, Chester County, small little county area, like 15 minutes from Delaware. It's just right across the border in Pennsylvania.
Just give me a minute. Let me find out if any of these texts are coming in are related to the case.
You love cookouts and crime shows? You hope JLR gets reward money? Well, I don't think JLR is trying to catch them, okay? I think JLR is just trying to report it, cover it. All right, who is this calling? Give me 1 second, guys. I don't know where I have the phone line at. Okay, whoever that was, you'll have to call back in a minute. But give me a second. Try to hold up on the phone calls, okay? Because we were in the middle of watching what was going on. So let's don't get too off track here. And basically, this looks like a staging area. Jimmy, I thought you was out there. I left, came back, okay? The weather out there has been terrible. So, and, you know,
Shoot.
basically
Right,
he had got out the perimeter.
Lift that slow chat thing. Because I think Dina's here.
Nick the Hat is what I put
we don't
in.
have any new sightings right now.
You see it up here? It's
we're waiting to hear
Nick the Hat
of areas of interest. Obviously, this is just a command center, so he's not going to pop out of the bushes here.
Damn it. He ain't going to pop out the bushes there. He will escape as a woman. You know, I heard rumors that he was dressing like a woman. That's why he clean shaved.
Let's see if we've got
That'd be a hard one to, you know, because you're looking for a man, but he is a short man. He is really thin. He's lost some weight since he's escaped from prison, okay? Because he was like 120 pounds. He looks every bit of maybe 100 pounds now. So could he dress as a woman? There's that possibility. You know, dress him up as a woman, get him out of town type thing.
1 sec, guys. I actually got a cool text from somebody that might have some video to share with us. Let me reach out.
I think he's going to be a landscaper in Virginia somewhere. That's what I'm saying. We have companies here, right? Because I even worked for a place that we were rebuilding this old high school. But what we were turning it into is like dorm rooms for immigrants that come to this country to work. Okay, so I was working there. And my job was basically, when the immigrant people came in, I was working at a construction company, but this is what my boss had me doing, okay, for weeks, okay? I would sit at the high school, which has been turned into a housing place for immigrants, okay? And as they would get off the bus, I would give them change to wash their clothes. They immediately had to wash everything they had because they didn't want bed bugs or them carrying any kind of bugs or anything, right? So I had to stand there all day as these buses, you know, came in at different times. And as the people came off, I'd be like, hey, take your clothes, set them right there. Here's the change. You got to wash your clothes before you can go to your unit. Okay? That's what I did. I was out there for weeks just sit there. You know, it was the boringest shit ever, right? But when they come in probably 15 at a time or maybe 8 at a time. You know, just give them change, show them to their where they were staying, and that was it. That was my job, you know. But before that, we were working on the building, getting the building ready, fixing doors, painting units, different things to get it ready for all these people to come here. That's why I'm saying, that's why I know that the population here in Virginia is so huge for that, and that was ran by a landscaping company, okay? My boss was buddies with the dude that owns a big, huge landscaping company here in Virginia. And he brings in immigrants every year by the thousands. Okay? By the thousands. So, that's why I know the population is real huge here. And if he's going to hide, he's going to have to hide in one of these communities that are like this. Okay? Where you can get a job under the table, work somewhere. You don't, when somebody talks to you, you act like you don't know English. Right? That's their biggest thing, is they act like they don't know English. Let me tell you this. Every last one of these people understand English. They watch American TV. They know American culture. They understand English. They play that shit up. Okay? That, I don't know what you're talking about. One, you can't identify who they are if you can't communicate with them. Right? And we do have police out here that speak Spanish and things, but usually they don't. Right? So there's that void of being able to communicate. The form of you don't have ID ever because you're an illegal fucking immigrant. Do they want to harass and arrest you when it just could hassle them and be a bunch of paperwork? So they let a lot of this shit go. Because I see people here I know illegal as hell, right? They couldn't even tell you who the damn president is. Don't speak one bit of English, nothing, right? Dang, I'm late again. So we were just watching a little bit of Nick. He was sitting at a staging area. JLR was talking about, you know, the doorbell cam, things of that nature. But right now, look at them clouds in the sky over PA. Right? And you know the storms were coming. They wasn't going to be able to have helicopters up anyway. Okay? Because you ain't going to have helicopters up in storms like this and winds that are blowing through. And I drove back through all that shit. Okay? So, I'm glad to be home. And if they get this dude boxed in or something like that, I'll go back and hang out, you know, check it out. But to jump around and chase around the police, that is not the game Dolly plays. All right, I don't mess with the police. I try to avoid the police.
And I'm just waiting for some text. So, waiting to see if there's activity. Obviously, I don't think there's going to be activity in this area. But
I'm wondering why he's hanging out at the staging area. Okay, well, we're going to jump till we'll wait for Nick to go somewhere. Let's go ahead and jump back over to where we were at. Because sometimes good old JLR, he gives some good information. So, give me 1 second. Let me pull this back up. I got some messages coming in. Let me see if it's anything important. Okay, let's see. Oh, and this is of a missing girl. Okay, let me see what this comment says. I might share this with you guys real quick. It says, my friend's daughter is missing from Massachusetts. Her name is Ashley Drehel, Drehle. She's been missing for 7 days now. Okay, let me blow this up so y'all can see this girl's image. And she is missing out of Massachusetts for 7 days. Okay, so if y'all are in that area, y'all know anything, reach out to the family or your local authorities. Okay, I don't know too much of the details. Somebody just sent me the message on her. But apparently she's been missing for 7 days. Really pretty girl. Really bright blue eyes. I don't know if that photo's photoshopped or not. But I guess it's one of the Turtle Gang's friends' daughter. So keep an eye out, guys. And if I know more once it comes into me, I'll let you guys know. Somebody says trans. I have no clue. I don't know too much of the details. It just says somebody's daughter. I would assume female. I would assume, but you know, it's 2023. We can't. You never know. It really doesn't matter. But this person is missing. Okay, so keep your eye out for this person right here. Let's see. ZA says she is beautiful, lovely blue eyes. I think she may be a he. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But there's another picture too. Give me 1 second and I'll try to pull that up for you guys. Maybe this one's a little kind of, what's that word they use? Glamour shot, you know, or photoshopped a little bit, or I think this is her. This looks a little more natural, okay? And this is definitely I would think a lady, okay? I don't know why y'all jump to assume that, but maybe I don't know. I don't have the best picker and I don't have my glasses on right this second. But that is her, and she's been missing for 7 days out of Massachusetts. So keep an eye out if you're in that general area or, you know, on the East Coast. I don't know the circumstances, and as I find out, I'll fill you guys in. All right, now let's jump back over to because JLR was going to another scene, and JLR, for some reason, he'd be getting some inside information. I don't know who's talking, but somebody's been talking to him. Because he be getting to places like quick. All right, let's see what his live was. His video. SWAT is here 3 hours ago. And he shows the church. And then on his live, which we watched some of it.
Is it time to talk to your doctor?
All right, give me that. Let me skip that. Get past these commercials. All right, let's jump into this a little bit.
In the area, and we are aware of those.
He's still listening to the press conference in this video.
From my perspective, and while I don't have anything to do with the removal process, there is no reason for me to try to interfere in that process because out to people.
This is just him listening to the
in fatigues and the canine units, and they're out and about. They're out and about right now. It's kind of like I guess at one point the news.
All right, let's jump into here.
Says this video has ended.
Yeah.
This video has ended. That's what it says. The video has ended, folks.
It ended kind of abrupt.
So,
the press conference.
What do you think? What have you gathered and learned from that press conference? Video has ended. They ended it early. They had technical difficulties, kind of like the reminder of what.
Well, we got a few minutes. We're gonna watch. We're gonna watch it.
I am out in the scene, same location that I've been out at all day. Well, actually, I took a trip over to Phoenixville earlier to the sister's last known address, last two known addresses of the sister. No one is there. I knocked on the door. Now, let's go back to what he said. PSP Bivens said in reference to Danelo knocking on that acquaintance trailer at Bonnie Bray, 8 Bonnie Bray. Before this press conference, I went there. I went to the house. And I talked to probably most likely the same person that Danelo was talking to through the Ring camera. I went and knocked on the trailer. Like I said before we started this, when we see those images...
Yeah, they took questions, and the colonel said he wants YouTubers to stay out of it, stop investigating. He don't want nobody to get hurt or nothing like that. So yeah, they took some questions, and he once again said, these people out here, I don't know. I don't see, if they're not hurting nothing and y'all don't know where he's at, what does it matter if they're there feminine? You know what I'm saying? To me, it's no different than the news, okay? One person showing up with a camera and another person showing up with a camera. What's the difference? There's still cameras there. I think he's upset with the YouTubers is because you get to see their fuck ups a little bit, okay? How they get away and how it wasn't that secure, and YouTubers are showing you that. I showed you that the first night. I said, look, this ain't secure. There ain't one cop behind me. Why, he could walk right out the woods right there. There's nothing there. There's nobody to stop him. It's dark as shit. You can't see the person in front of you. The only reason y'all can see me is because I had that light on. So I think that police don't want that shown because it's making them look incompetent a little bit, okay? And they don't want that to be made look like a fool, and people are watching it live, and not just a little amount of people. JLR literally have 20,000. We got 714 right now. He will literally have 20,000 people watching it, okay? And he's showing it live of what's going on, and that they escaped, and the rumors and everything that's going on around it, and the media really ain't giving you that. And when you own these cases, the locals, they are locked into JLR. Okay, they're locked into it, and they're feeding him information. Just like the little bit of time that they fed me the information that I was there, I can imagine the information that they have fed JLR. He probably knows every fucking thing. All right, because that's how it is. Same thing in Georgia. I knew everything because the locals were just feeding me information. They were telling me the rumors, what they knew, who they hung out with, every single thing about the people, the families, and everything. And I'm sure JLR is getting all that. Because just like when I was out there, a dude came up to me and said, look, that dude ain't in there. The FBI are searching this cornfield. That neighbor seen him in the cornfield, okay, outside the perimeter. Days before that, okay? So they knew there was that possibility that this dude wasn't in the cornfield, but they still held up, in that perimeter, but they still held that up, that appearance. And to me, that was an appearance to make the community feel safe. He's in this one little boxed in area. He can't be nowhere else. You guys are good. Do your events. There's not a killer running loose in our community. I think it was a show. That's just my belief. That don't mean I'm right. That's just my opinion in it. Let's make the community feel safe. When really, you were farther from the safe. When I was riding around them and stopping at stores, I could have approached this killer, okay? Because he wasn't in that box. He was riding around the same area that I was riding around on them same dark-ass back roads. So he was in the same general area as me. At the same time as me. So that's a little scary to the community. That's scary to me to think about, that this dude wasn't boxed in. I'm all in these damn woods and on these back roads at stop signs in the middle of nowhere where this dude could kill me, hijack my car or something. That's the bad thing of it all. And I'm sure that's what the police are probably the most fearful of, is JLR shows up first. And something happens to JLR or to Nick or to anybody, right? I'm not it's weird when you are a storm chaser or you're chasing the police. It ain't really my game. When I see danger, I run from it. I'm a runner. So, what a waste of time and money. Plus, like I said, the weather was bad. I didn't know the area too good. It was just me. I didn't have a driver. I think I might have stayed a little tiny bit longer, but the whole, jumping from location to location to location to location, that was a little bit much for me. I was like, okay, I can't be doing all that. And then that's when I decided, okay, these guys got this covered, If it was one location, yeah, I'll sit out there and report on it. But when it's a million different locations and you got to run around like a chicken with your head cut off, that's when Dolly pulled the plug. I was like, okay, this is, and, the weather was coming and I just knew they wasn't going to catch this guy. I was like, they ain't catching this dude. Too much work for me. Well, not the work. It's the jumping around and not having the best vehicle, a solid vehicle. Because I was trying to rent a vehicle before I went. And for you guys that watch me, y'all know that. And it was too late for me to get a vehicle. So I ended up taking my car, which needs new tires. It needs a little bit of work. It had a gas leak when I went to Tennessee last time, right? Looking for Summer Wells. We sprung a damn leak in one of the gas lines. Lucky I didn't blow up. So my car is not the best. So it's decent, but jumping around, and I was like, I didn't even want to take it. So I was a little sketched out about the car, the weather. That's a bunch of reasons. And, and plus, that ain't what I do. I search for missing people is what I do. This dude ain't missing. He's on the run. You need Dog the fucking bounty hunter on this one, okay? You need somebody that speaks Spanish and is going to be up in a trap house somewhere, because that's where they're going to catch him. They're going to catch him in somebody's house. That's what they're banking on anyway. I wanted to watch you, Dolly, but your panel all talked at once. It is what it is. No, I said it's possible there's a mugshot, dumpling. I wanted to watch it live, but I can't handle the panel talking all at once. It's too much for me. LOL. Yeah, sometimes the panels, that's why I don't do a lot of panels here on this channel. That's why I have a individual panel channel. I don't know what made me bring everybody up on panel that night with me out there. I don't know. Just to bring you with me, I guess. Ellie's being pissed. They're pissed off. They're being exposed for hours. That guy drove around in vans before they believed it. Yeah, they dropped the ball. We got to admit that they did drop the ball a little bit on that one. Deb says, we love the panels, Dolly. Well, there's people that like panels, and there's people that don't like panels. I can only take panels at certain times because a lot of people over talk each other. There's a lot of people talking at once. It's all over the place. And then, some nights that panels are right on, everybody's on track, and they're great, So I have a mixed feeling about the panels. Sometimes I like them. Sometimes I don't. I tend to like the call-ins because everybody will call in. It's like a lot of people don't get on panel. They don't want to show themselves. They maybe don't understand the whole link system. But everybody knows a simple ass phone number. Call this phone number, talk. Okay? So that's why I tend to stick to the phone lines over panels. And then I'm only talking to one person and you can hear the conversation. Like when there's 7 people talking at once, it's pretty hard to keep up with that. But, some nights I enjoy it and some nights I'd rather have it calm. Panel is like a party. Lynn says, I love PJ. That people that love me and hate me, no in between. I get sensory overload from panels. It's a lot, especially if people are talking at once. I probably felt better with the panel because otherwise you were there all alone. Yeah, and it gives me a little bit more to go off of than just sitting up here talking. It gives me somebody to talk with and to shoot things off and, kick back and forth. So maybe that's why I did the panels, out there. I don't know. If you go this time, was PJ going? We don't know. I don't have no plans of this second. Once he left that area, I knew he was out of them woods, then I was like, okay, this is done for me. He could be anywhere. Now, JLR and Nick, they can jump to all these places he might be at, but I didn't feel like doing all that, right? And I didn't have that really in my schedule either. Because you got to remember, guys, I got to be somewhere else in just a short amount of time in another state, too. So I got to make sure that everything's cool with that. Plus, I need to get my car in the shop, okay? You're talking about, I never replaced the gas line. I just repaired it, okay? And that always is like in the back of my mind when I'm traveling in that car. I know it has a bad gas line. And I haven't replaced it yet, okay? I am going to have it replaced. That's in the process. I'm going to have to do that this week, okay? It needs new tires. My car needs new tires. I done put some miles on them tires, boy. I can only think of a couple YouTubers that has more miles than me right now. That's JLR, right? He's done put in way more miles than me. Bullhorn Betty, right? And Dolly. I think I'm number 3 on the list of putting in miles, okay? You know what they say, if you ain't first, you last. Right now, I'm last, but still, I think I'm in the top 5 of putting miles on the road to bring you guys content, okay? I think I'm number 3, maybe 4. I don't know. I'm somewhere in the top 5, though. I'm pretty sure of that. I recognize the furry steering wheel cover, Dolly. There you go. That's how you know when I'm in my whip, when you see the big fuzzy steering wheel cover. Yeah, but like I said, that thing needs tires. It needs a tune-up. It needs the gas line replaced. But all in all, the little Cruise, okay, the little Chevy, that thing has been a workhorse for me, right? From Lynchburg to Georgia to Tennessee to Pennsylvania. It has been a trooper for Dolly Vision, okay? It ain't left me nowhere stuck yet. So, but it's starting to fall apart. And somebody stole the logo when I was in Lynchburg. The Chevy logo on the front of my car, I guess they needed it more than I did. And somehow they snatched it off my bumper, okay? I don't know how they got that damn thing off. but they did. Okay, so they stole my Chevy logo off the front of my car when I was in Lynchburg. I mean, I knew that place was the hood, but I didn't think they were going to really steal part of my hood. Okay, technically, like they didn't. At least they didn't break in the car. All right, they just stole the emblems off of it. They must have needed Chevy emblems more than I did. I don't know, but or kid, I don't know. Somebody got it. It's hanging on somebody's wall. See if BHB is going and have her swing your way. Well, team foul play. You know, I don't think you want Betty out there, right? That dude would have surrendered if Betty was out there. So she'd been screaming in the woods with a bullhorn. Come out, okay? I'm not for sure. Betty, I think, is covering different cases right now. I think she's more focused on the girl that is in Tennessee, the Santinello girl. Did I say her name right? I think she's more focused on that right now, and I think she has she's fighting with other YouTube channels, lawsuit stuff. So I think she's pretty busy. I don't think she's going to be in Pennsylvania or nothing like that. You're funny, Dolly. LOL. Coco does no wrong. Santinello. Dolly, when people ask where you are from, say came out of the light, from where the light came into being. Okay. All right. Whatever you just said. Wild Horses said BHB too Karen for me. Okay. I mean, she's she has her things with her, as BHB. Pouring bad Nick on the way to a new sighting. Okay, well, give me 1 second. We'll jump over to Nick and see what Nick is doing. And I knew that rain was coming, guys. It was coming. I was watching the weather and I was like, oh shit. It might be time to get my ass on up out of here. Oh yeah, it's raining its ass off. Don't be careful, Nick. All right, raining on the back roads of Pennsylvania. Look, real quick while we got you watching, let me pause this. I ain't done this in a while. Because we hearing people call in from other countries and stuff today. A lot of people interested in this escaped convict. After y'all give this video a like, okay, but only after you like the video, I want you to shout out where you're watching my ugly ass face from in the chat room, okay? So once you give the video a like, shout out where you're watching from. Time to represent your city, your town, your hood. I want to know where my beautiful people are at. I see some Tennessee in the house tonight. Shout out to Tennessee, Kansas City, California. Australia's with us. Cincinnati, Ohio, Tennessee, NorCal. All right. The UK's in the house. Canada, North Carolina, Virginia, Jersey, California, New York, Louisiana, Newport News, Virginia. Shout out Bad News. A lot of VA in the house. Awesome. We broadcast from the 757 too. Also VA. Central Florida's in the house. Michigan, more Tennessee, Kentucky, Italy, Philadelphia. All right. Pennsylvania, Kentucky, Eastern Kentucky. My Southerners. I love you guys. Right. Virginia strong, Wild Horses. All right. My Virginia crowd has been growing. Okay. And you would think, my biggest audience would be from where I'm from. But for some reason, it's not. But it is growing, and I do love all my Virginia people. Okay, I love you guys. Y'all are awesome, and it's always good to see you here, okay? Hawaii's in the house. Prayers to Hawaii, guys. Big prayers to everybody in Hawaii and your families and everything that's going on there. I have you in my thoughts. I hope it gets better for all you people, man. The destruction there was horrible, 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 and it was heartbreaking to see. Colorado. We got Durham, North Carolina, We got Texas. It ain't a show without Texas, baby. Okay? It ain't a show without Texas. And I have a huge, pretty big Tennessee base, right? You guys in Tennessee be rocking with me. Y'all are awesome. All right, so let's get back to that. I just wanted to see y'all beautiful people and where you're watching from. It's always good to see you, okay? Nebraska, South Texas, Spain. We got some Spain in the house. Colorado. I like them legal states. I might pop up in Colorado before you know it. I got some friends there. Central Florida in the house. Panhandle. Jamie K. Oregon's in the house. I was in Oregon not too long ago. Had a good time in Oregon. Did a lot of smoking. Dolly, you got 1,000 likes. Lolo can have a treat now. Thank you, people. Thank you guys for everybody that's been hitting the like button, been sharing my videos. And if you haven't subbed up yet, make sure you sub up. We're going to have a lot of good times here, you know, and we're going to be doing a lot of cool stuff. It's just timing. Timing is everything in this world. And believe it or not, guys, you got to remember, I've gotten a lot of done. And I'll tell you one of the reasons Dolly ain't big on chasing the police, you know, running around chasing the police like this, is unlike Nick and unlike JLR, Dolly is out on bond, okay? I am out on bond. So I do not need to be interacting with the police. I don't need to take a chance of getting in trouble with the police. And I definitely don't need to go to jail in another state, okay, when I need to handle legal proceedings in another state, okay? And it's right on the verge of that happening, too. So I didn't want to take no chances, all right? So everybody's like, well, why did Dolly only stay a short time? Because that's all I needed to stay, okay? I just wanted to go check things out, look at it for myself, check out the environment. So when I come up here and talk to you about it, I know what the hell is going on. I know the area. I know what I've seen. You know, I can bring you that. I can't chase these guys around in bad weather with bad eyes on back roads where I'm going to kill my damn self. So for people that like, you know, that's why I'm where I'm at. Okay. I don't know, Leslie. I don't know when it's going to be done, to be honest with you. But look, think about all I've done out on bond on these cases and traveling and doing all these things and making everything happen while I'm dealing with legal proceedings and things of that nature. I think I've done a lot. Okay, I think I've done a lot. And as soon as this is done, I'm going to do a ton more, right? That's why I said sub up. There's a lot of great things coming in the future. Right now, it might be a little calm and slow, but hey, it ain't going to be like that for long. Wilmington, North Carolina, in the house. Not that I know of. He was live a couple hours ago. From my understanding, JLR is on his way to another location. If he goes live, guys, let me know. Okay? And Nick, that we're watching here, he's on the way to a location. So, Nick is on the way to one location. JLR is on the way to another location. And if as it's going live, I'll flip it back and forth between them.
If he gets access to another vehicle, that would change it all. But right now, we're going to hit
this week Turtle
the
Island,
closest known area, and stay in that region to see what the presence is there, if any. I imagine there isn't a presence, obviously, but I would hope there is. Yeah, somebody texted me about a potential sighting of the prisoner. We're waiting for something. We're going that way, so it'll be good if it comes out to be something, so we'll be able to get there anyway. But a lot of these scanner calls, I'm not going to say we don't take them serious because they clear them, because they cleared the one with the sister where he went to the house or whatever with the coworker. so we do take them serious. But
Yeah,
it
he's
just
sleeping
depends.
during the
Like
day,
one call
moving at
came in
night.
saying, "I think I see them because there's a lot of Mexicans in the area," and that's not something we're going to go to. That's just a little ridiculous.
And he's not
To
even
drive
Mexican,
over
he's
there,
Brazilian.
and for what? I mean, that's people that are working. You know, it's not him. It might be, it might not. We wait for the police to kind
Definitely
of get
not
there.
Dumpling.
Have some
He got
activity,
away. He got away. That's what they said today,
or at
basically.
least
That's what I took
say
from
that
it.
they want to send whatever information to the command center, because generally they'll do that if it's a legitimate sighting. They tried to do it with the coworkers, but they didn't take that one serious. I'm assuming now that they are taking more stuff serious. I don't know. But again, nothing really happens at during the day, with the exception of that one very, very active day that turned into a, I'm not going to say a boring night, but it wasn't very much of anything. And then at Longwood, it was a very boring day that just showed like SWAT teams driving into Longwood while he was at Phoenixville. So again, we're not just trying to like hit the hype or anything. And the only reason we went to Marlin was to see exactly for ourselves what they have set up there. They have like this national disaster truck that you would see it like a hurricane or a major storm or something. I don't know what that's going to do. They have some animal rescue team there. Maybe that's for the canines. That could be why that's there. But that's about it over there. I mean, it's more of like a weird command setup, given the fact that it's that far away from where they believe he was last seen. I imagine they'll set up a new command post closer to it, and they're getting calls from everywhere about sightings. Like they said, they got calls from Maine. They have calls from like all around the country. There was one for Rita's. So again, they're probably receiving thousands of calls and tips on that tip line. But if you guys see him, don't call the tip line, call 911. I think some people are calling the tip line, and that kind of delays it. So if you see him, you have.
Well, people are saying the reason to call the tip line. Now, this is what I've heard. Now, I don't know if this is true, but I'm just going to tell you what I heard. That the reason people are calling the tip line is because if you report it to the tip line and they catch them, you get the reward. If you call 911 and the police arrest them, you don't get the reward, which I don't make no sense to me. To me, it just seems like if you told the police and they arrest them, then they would give you the reward. But people are saying that. I don't know how absolute true that is of a fact. I don't want to come out here and give you misinformation, but they're saying call the tip line because you get the reward. If you call 911, you don't get it. But to me, the hell with the reward. Get this man off the street. Would you want somebody to get killed? Right? He could break into another home and hurt a family. He could kill another woman. It ain't about the money. I think more money would make it more people tell on him, of course. But it's about the safety of the general public in a whole, right? Tell on this dude. If you're an illegal immigrant out there watching and understand English and you just happen to be tuning this show and you know anything, tell on that guy, right? Because what's going to happen is he's going to put heat on other illegal immigrants. They're going to start, ISIS is going to start kicking up in places, arresting people, looking for this guy, right? So it's better as a community, if you want to stay in this country, okay, to tell on this guy. Get rid of your bad people, okay? If you're going to stay here as a good person. People that are bad from your country, when you're not from America, tell on those people. Get those people out of here, right? That's why there's so much trouble on people trying to immigrate to our country, is because people come here and do bad things, and then people think bad of all people that come here when it ain't. It's just the bad apples. Everybody has bad apples. Every culture of people have bad apples. No matter if you white, black, Puerto Rican, Mexican, everybody has bad apples in their communities. You got to get rid of those bad apples, right? Throw your own bad apples out, because this is going to come down to his community turning him in. This is what it's going to come to. He's going to go to people that speak his language, things of that nature. It's up to those people to turn this man in, okay? We got to fight crime. And once you're here and you know you're going to be here, you're part of this country now, okay? This is your home too. You know, we need our homes safe. You don't want to be attacked when you go outside. This dude is a danger. He not only that, he killed a woman. Okay? He ain't like he got in a fight with a man and killed some dude in a bar fight. No, this dude brutally butchered a woman. Okay? In front of her kids. He deserves the worst of the worst. All right, give me a second so I can get to the phone lines. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly, it's Farley.
It's who?
Farley.
Farley. Oh, hey, what's up?
I was just giving you a call. I tried to send you a super chat. It won't let me send you super chats, but I just wanted to check in on you, and I wanted to ask you what you thought of Jonathan.
What did I think of Jonathan?
Yeah, Jonathan Lee Richards.
He's out there doing a great job. He's doing really good from what I can see. I haven't seen him do nothing crazy, so.
But what do you think about his past? Have you looked up like all the stuff he's done? I think it's hilarious. I'm not putting the guy down. The dude, they should make a movie about this guy.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, to catch a prisoner, maybe you need to be a former prisoner. He's been inside the prison system. He understands that, I'm sure. I'm sure he knows about prison gangs and prison politics.
No, the funny part is everybody he's sued. He's like sued everybody and their mother.
Don't get me sued, okay?
No, he sued Grand Theft Auto.
I know he sued Michael Vick. I know that.
And Martha Stewart.
I mean, I don't know if he really sued Martha Stewart, but I know he sued Michael Vick for a fact. Which is crazy in itself, but is it more of a shock jock thing, do you think? With JLR? The shock value?
You know what? I think he's got some mental thing. I don't think he's a bad guy. I don't think he's a violent guy. I don't think he's going to do anything. But I think he's you have to be a little crazy to do this stuff. You got to be a little crazy.
I seen him say one time that he did his years, he did his prison time, he did his debt to society, and that he changed his life. So if you ain't breaking the law and you're being a legitimate citizen, he has a weird way of finding out information, and it takes a little bit of cuckoo and a little bit of bravery to do the type of stuff he does, because he puts himself in situations he could easily get hurt.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's he's like an Andy Kaufman. If Andy Kaufman was into true crime, that would be him.
I could agree with that. I could 100% agree with that. It's a little bit of weirdness, awkwardness, and he's definitely dedicated to it.
Yeah, and Andy Kaufman was dedicated. Remember when Andy Kaufman was doing all the wrestling with women and all that stuff?
Yeah. I remember when he was fighting with Jerry the King Lawler and shit. It was all fake, and it was just it's that's why I said there's a little bit of mixture of realness mixed with a little bit of shock jock. He's trying to shock people to get people to watch him.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, you have to do that. You gotta.
A little bit. Not so to the bizarre extremes that I've seen him do, but that's in the past. You can't really judge a person on the past, because I've changed, and I think everybody has changed over the years. So,
yeah. I mean, everyone changes, and you hope for the better, and I think he has changed for the better, and that's what I'm saying. I just think he's a character, and I hope that one day they do a movie about him, or they do something to it would be a hilarious comedy.
He definitely brings a different personality, I guess is the word we're looking, personality to true crime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody has their own way, I guess. But hey, I appreciate you calling.
Yeah, and you have a great personality. That's why I like following you, and you're awesome, and thank you so much. Keep doing what you're doing.
All right, peace. Yeah, I think, every creator out here has their own little thing that they bring to true crime. Some people are real serious. Some people are joking. Like, I'm more of a jokester, but I'm just much into true crime as you or JLR or your Betty's or anybody else up here. I live and breathe true crime, but I like to have a good time and have fun and make it enjoyable where it's not so dooming and gloomy and so serious, I don't think people would like me if I was super serious, right? I just don't know why. I more naturally just bring the element of me to the internet, okay? And some people would say Dolly's a character, but this is really who I am. I'm a jokester. I like to have fun. I like to have a good time. I don't really take too much super serious, but when it has to be serious, I can be serious. I choose usually to be more light and flow with things and joke around with things than be just so, all right, at 9:41 there was a sighting. I just like to make fun of it, have a good time. Dolly.
No.
Map.
Man.
What's up, Map?
What's up, my brother?
Just another day in paradise, living my best life.
Yeah, you got to keep it fun, man. You got to keep it comedic.
Yeah, I try a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I try to lighten the mood a little bit when things are absolutely crazy.
Yeah. I think this Danilo Cavalcante or whatever his name is, Danilo
Cavalcante. Yeah.
Is long gone.
I don't know if he's long gone, but he's gone
Not
for
long
sure.
Gone, but he's gone enough to where they ain't gonna catch him today.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna catch him tomorrow. They might catch him in a month or two.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And then it's a travesty to see them spend $350,000 a day or $1 million a day, whatever the hell it is, and have a $25,000 reward. Come on, man.
Oh yeah, I found that a little crazy myself. That's just a little low considering you done spent $30 million searching for this guy easily, and you want to be like, all right, we'll give you $25,000 if you tell us.
Want to give you a quarter if you turn in a tip, and you may not get that.
So, I mean, what did you take from the press conference that basically he got away? That's what I took from it.
The press conferences are really just kind of cover your ass deal. Our perimeters can't be 100%.
Yeah, I think you can have a 100% perimeter. The dude can't fly.
Like you said, when we were on the live with Johnny Blackhawk, there's woods. You could have walked right past you guys and you wouldn't have known.
I know. I said that. I was like, you don't even really... The only reason I knew who people were that were walking up on me is because when they got near the light, you could see them. You took that light out the equation that I had out there. I couldn't see shit. I mean, physically, like right in front of me, the people are there. It's just dark. It's like a silhouette of them. It's so dark out there.
Yeah, this guy's a man of the night. They ain't gonna catch him during the day. He's gonna be moving at night and hold up in the daytime. He's in a foxhole somewhere.
Yeah, Add to Cart says they need to stop those waste of time press conferences. Well, I think you need to inform the public of what the threat level is. And I think they've really kind of bullshitted the threat level down a lot. That's what I thought when I was out there. I was like, yo, this threat level is a little bit higher than what they're making it out to be. This is a escape
I don't know
fugitive.
Who he murdered in Brazil, if there was a motive behind that, but apparently the motive behind killing his girlfriend was that she was going to turn him in for the Brazilian killing.
Is that what that was behind? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I think so.
I just knew he killed her in front of her kids, which is horrible.
She was gonna tell, or he thought she was gonna tell.
Yeah.
Why else would he kill her?
I'm surprised he hasn't killed anybody else. To be honest,
I don't think he has a reason to kill anybody else.
Well, what reason? I mean, maybe that is a thing. Maybe he is a person that kills with reason. Like he got to have a reason to kill. He just don't kill random people. And well, let's pray that's the case. But how hungry do you get before you shank a person?
Hungry? I mean, go steal some food.
Yeah, but what if you don't have no access to no food? Eventually you're gonna need to survive, and you're gonna need. He's gonna end up hurting somebody eventually.
There's apple trees. There's sweet corn. There's all kinds of shit to eat out there.
Yeah, that ain't. I couldn't live off that.
This guy's from Brazil. He probably lived in the jungle. I mean, he knows how to live off the land.
I mean, just because he's from Brazil don't mean he lived in the jungle. He could have been from the cities of Brazil.
Could be.
You know, everybody's like he's from Brazil. He's automatically from the fucking rainforest. I mean,
Well, he's also from
Rio ain't the damn rainforest. You know what I'm saying?
From Brazil to Puerto Rico, right?
I mean, I don't know how he fled his country, but he had to have fled
He went from
through
Brazil
South
to
America.
Puerto Rico, and then went from Puerto Rico to here.
How do you know that?
I know some shit, Dolly.
How you know he didn't go through Mexico?
No, Puerto Rico.
Huh, maybe so. You know, I don't know. I don't know how he got to the damn country. He's here, and he's worn it. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing. They should have had roadblocks everywhere, Mab, like the old days. Okay, what happened to roadblocks?
Yeah, searching cars.
Yeah, I was able to drive up to the perimeter, dude.
How long does it take to run across the street in the middle of the dead night, in the rain, with no cars around, and not be seen?
Easy. That's what I'm saying. He could have got in my car and we could have left. And I drove right up to the perimeter, right at the perimeter. That shouldn't be going on. If you got a perimeter set, you need to back up the general public from that perimeter, right? You shouldn't have people being able to pull up to the perimeter, because if you can pull up to the perimeter, he can run out and jump in a car. I mean, he didn't have to do that. That perimeter wasn't secure anyway.
Stone Cold in the chat, he agrees with me. He arrived through Puerto Rico.
Oh, okay. Maybe so. He got here. However he did. If he arrived through damn Canada, he's here.
And he's cocky. I mean, he's smiling at the camera. Somebody helped him shave his hair.
Well, I'm sure he did himself, you know. I mean, I don't need nobody helps me shave. You can see this burly ass face. Ain't nobody helped me shave in a while.
You gotta have a razor to do that. I mean, not even. He had a beard, so he had to have a trimmer and a razor.
Well, I mean, you can shave a beard you just have to do it really slow.
Yeah, it's hard.
It'd be a process, but I mean, you could do it technically. So
scar up all your.
It'd be snatching. It'd be a nightmare. You would want to cut it down first and then shave it. But
shout out to Okie Crime News with Teresa.
Let's see.
But he needs an accomplice. He's got somebody helping him.
I agree that somebody's helped him. I mean, I think so from the start. He's had some type of help. They helped him into prison, right? Because you could see that he had a lookout.
And as soon as he started climbing up wall, that dude ran.
Yeah, well, he walked off. Yeah.
No, he ran.
Oh yeah.
I saw a better
clip of it.
He took off running like he was going to play basketball or something.
All right, let's see where Nick's at real fast. It cleared up a little bit there.
Underestimated him. He did rather good at escaping.
Was putting it on Nick for a second so I can see what he's doing. I'm cutting his audio down so I can hear you there, Mab. All right, so I'm just taking a look at what Nick was doing.
Nick needs to talk more.
He's talking now. I had to mute him because you was talking. I can't hear over both of them, so I was just trying to see where he was going and listen to you at the same time.
It's not raining anymore, huh?
Nah, it looks like it was doing that all day yesterday too. Raining down. I mean, torrential downpours, and then it would stop, clear up, rain again, stop, clear. It was been doing it all day.
Yeah, I got you live now with the sound down.
So even when I was driving back, it was doing that. I was like, man, it'd be clear as shit, like blue skies, and all of a sudden it get really dark, rain for a little bit, clear back up.
Yeah, I'm from Indiana, and we always had thunderstorms.
So
I loved them.
But the scariest part of it is when I was traveling to PA, going over the Chesapeake Bay Bridge, and it was raining so hard I couldn't see in front of the car. That was scary.
Yeah, and tornadoes. I've been in them.
Yeah, we had some heavy rains earlier today. Now I'm looking out the window, and it looks like the sun is out, and it's bright as shit. Look like it's hot.
Yeah, I got the perfect weather here.
We got mosquito weather. This is mosquito weather right here. You walk outside, I bet you right now the mosquitoes eat the shit out of you.
There ain't a mosquito around here at all. And we got fog at night from the ocean, so it's like 60s.
Uh-huh.
Then it might get up to 80 in the day if you're lucky.
Oh,
I laid out the other day with Mrs. Mab. I got burnt.
Damn. Yeah, I ain't doing too much laying out. I'm like a ghost. So, but look, guys, I got to get ready to wrap it up, Mab. So I appreciate you stopping by. You take it easy, brother.
All right, bro.
All right. Peace. So, guys, like I said, I'll be back later tonight to cover some more of this, see what's going on, keep you guys in the loop, and maybe we'll bring up a couple panel guests later tonight. I got to get me some food, something to drink, all that good stuff. I appreciate everybody that stopped by and hung out with me today so far to see what's going on day 12. But just a quick summary. He got away, okay? I think the damn YouTubers out there, Nick and damn JLR, if you ask me, are doing a damn better job. But maybe not than the police, okay? But they're definitely doing a better job than the local media, for sure. All right, keeping everybody informed and blow for blow, live action on the internet. They are doing a great job. So shout out to both of them for doing all the hard leg work out there while we get to sit around and talk about it. Okay, so shout out to them dudes. Make sure you sub them up, check them out, all that good stuff. I will catch you guys later after I get me some food and all that good stuff. And like I said, I doubt they catch him. Give Lolo a treat. We hit 1,000 likes. Lolo, we hit 1,000 likes. All right, Lolo wants to celebrate. Do the Lolo dance. Oh, the Lolo dance. And plus, I missed my doggy. All right, so Lolo gets a treat today. Thank you guys for everybody that hit the like button for little Lolo. Because see, I don't get a treat when I get 1,000 likes. They don't give me shit. YouTube don't give me nothing, anything. But Lolo at 1,000, she gets a treat. Okay, so you guys are awesome, and I'll see you later in a couple hours after I get me my